Ford Video Guy Studio in Salina, Kansas is McArthur Live with Tim Bartz and Sarah Davis. For all the information on ordering and production, Ford news, recalls, debunking all the fake news on social media, and whatever's on their mind, here's your hosts, Tim and Sarah. Welcome in, everybody. What are we, episode 147?
Something.
I always forget to look at the thumbnail. I have to have somebody else make the thumbnail for me. I hope everybody's having a great week. Justice here. Those of you that aren't, we are going to be recording this as a podcast as well. So some of you might be listening to the podcast versus watching it on YouTube. And don't forget, you can go back and forth. We put the link in both the show notes for our podcast as well as our live stream. So if you want to listen to it later, you can. All your favorite podcasting platforms will be over there, or join us live on Tuesday night, 7 p.m. So how was your weekend?
Busy.
How was your week? So since last week, Sarah and I went on a trip.
Yes.
We had some fun today or this week. We'll get into that in just a little bit. But we had a lot of fun. But after that, for your weekend, anything big? No.
Date night. The boys went and stayed with my mother-in-law.
Yeah.
We got to have a date night.
Yep.
So
I don't have any images in here, but we took a trip over to a possible. I think we already threw it out that we were gonna maybe do a scenic drive for our meetup in August to a waterfall in Kansas. We might do that, but we're thinking maybe Friday doing a different route and hitting Coronado Heights, but also hitting Mushroom Rock State Park, which is kind of went over there, and there's just these rocks that have formations that are just, they look like mushrooms, and they're pretty cool, and you can climb on them if you want, or just check them out. And they're on both sides of the road. But
Grandma Bartz took us there when we were younger.
Also, I think that was where a trail went through at one time until they rerouted it. So they made it a state park. Anyway, not much of a park, but somehow they considered it a state park. But doing that, going across Canopolis Dam to Chronopolis Lake, and then on over to Coronado Heights, which is pretty cool too. And then you're real close to historic Little Sweden, Lindsborg, Kansas, with some nice historic shops in there. And so we thought that might be kind of fun to end at Coronado Heights, right there at Lindsborg. And if people want to go down in the afternoon to check out Lindsborg and do some shopping, then they're right there. Yes. And they can just hit the old GPS to get them back, which isn't too difficult. So anyway, we did that. That was kind of fun. Getting out and doing some driving with the Bronco on a Sunday afternoon, someplace close. It's been kind of fun doing that. And then mowed the yard last night. It's hot. It's like 100 degrees here, folks, in Kansas. So
good.
A little warm here. Triple digits, second day in a row now. So
yeah.
Anyway, so we went to New Hampshire this last week, and they said we brought the warm weather with them. They normally do not get weather over 90 degrees in Maine, and when we were there, it was like 95. But we took it with us. We took it with us. Yes. Anyway, but had a great time. Should we chat about that?
Sure.
Had a great time. I actually have some images to highlight. So we went to New Hampshire for a dealer off-roadeo day, and it was really cool. We were going to like, oh, cool, I'm going to get this in. This is going to be the fourth and final location. I'm going to have hit them all. The day we went to go off-roadeo, they released a fifth location, which we're going to talk about later. But they opened a fifth location. I said, they just can't let me have it, can they? Just can't let me have it. Anyway, so we do have some images here of our trip a little bit. So we're going to New Hampshire, and we have some nice members that are in Maine area. And I looked, and they recommend that you fly into Boston and then drive up to the off-roadeo in New Hampshire. It's about the same distance to Maine, to Portland, Maine. It's so much easier too.
Yeah.
So we flew into Portland, Maine, and our friends Ridgeview and his family picked us up. Our moderator picked us up there, and even let us use his Maverick. In fact, here, let's here we spotted. Here, let me share this. So those of you who listen to the podcast, you're not going to get this unless you watch the slides. But yeah, where's that? Add that. So yes, we found a Maverick. It's a boat.
Yes.
The Maverick. So you actually got an image. I didn't get that picture from you with the Maverick truck in front of a Maverick boat there. So that was kind of fun. And then we had a nice,
I can add it.
nice dinner there at DeMillo's on the boat on the there on the water. It was fun. Great lobster there. So we had that, and so we had Ridgeview there, and his wife and daughter Aurora, which is one of our members as well. She was there, and then we had Midcoast Maine is right there as well. So we got we have the Ridgeview in Midcoast Maine, and that's his Maverick right there with some ads. We were checking it out a little bit. Yeah, he likes his chrome, so he's got some chrome added. You'll notice on the pillars, on the mirrors, on the door handles. Grab holes, you'll also notice it. See, I think I got another image there on the grill. He added some chrome in between the bars there and around the grill. But also, that's not it. He likes his chrome, but he also likes his wood. So he's got a wood grain finish there on the dash. There on the you can see it on the steering wheel. It's on the doors as well. Got some images of that, and yeah, see, they like the little handles for the Yetis as well, just like I do.
Yeah.
Anyway, so that was pretty cool.
All right,
so,
I uploaded those in there.
Which ones?
The video and the picture of the Maverick.
All right. And here's a little image, just a little picture portfolio of it. We're off-roadeo, and you can't see it very good in that picture, but there's turkeys back there. They're wanting to be part of the video.
One was what, 10 feet from us?
Yeah, it was just across the road from us. I'm like, get a picture of that.
Well, in front of us, too.
Yes. So there you go. And then we caught up with our friends, Johnny and Marie from Johnny's Car Care Reviews, and their daughter was just so sweet.
She's adorable.
I can get about any baby to smile at me. So she was hamming it up. They were sitting beside me. So yes, we had a nice dinner with Ridgeview and his family. And in the mirror there, Ridgeview's wife she got a little, Annie got in there. She got in the picture. She didn't realize it. Anyway, so it was a nice place. We met up for food there in New Hampshire. So it was a lot of fun. So what do we have? Oh, we got that. We're going to talk about that in a second. Oh,
yes.
The other, that's a video. Is there another picture?
Right there.
Where? Right here? That's the video.
No. Up above, above the video.
Oh, right here. There you go. There's the Maverick with the Maverick boat in the background. So that's Ridgeview's Maverick right there.
And he happened to park in front of it, and we got out, and I was like,
Azure
Maverick.
Gray. Yeah, Azure Gray, whatever gray. Anyway, so there you go. That was a lot of fun. But yeah, we had a blast out. Even besides that, we just had a blast. A great time there. We flew in. The off-roadeo was on Friday afternoon. We flew in and had a great dinner and hung out with Ridgeview and his family. Let us stay the night at his place, which was just super awesome and nice of them to do that. And and then Friday morning fixed his breakfast, let us use his Maverick to drive to the off-roadeo and hit the off-roadeo, and then met up with them and Johnny's Car Care Reviews on Friday night for dinner. They were taking vacation and took some time out and had dinner with us and just had a nice chat. We were just chatting along. Well, we met there about 6:30.
Right about 7.
Yeah, 6:37, somewhere around about. Yeah, it was 6:45 when we were supposed to get there. That's right.
Yeah.
So it was around 7, and then before you knew it, it was 10 o'clock. We're like, oh, it's 10 o'clock already. We've just been chatting away.
Yeah.
And
I know Marie was keeping track with the
baby. Yeah.
The baby. She was trying to fall asleep, and we were being loud and noisy.
But and then of course Friday, actually that was Thursday night, and then Friday we went into downtown Maine and did a little shopping, and I got a hint
of shopping.
Yeah, a little bit of shopping, and had lunch, and then back to the airport. So wish to spend more time there. It was a blast. So love the New England area there. So it's fun trip.
Yes.
Anyway, all right. So keep to my notes here. Moving on. Don't forget to, of course, if you hopefully like, subscribe, all that good stuff. If you're new to this, we are going to later talk about the Bronco Off-Roadeo. We're going to talk about our experiences. I've been to 4 different locations. 2 of them actually 3 of them as dealer days. The very first one they launched was a full day-long dealer one. Exactly what they get to see, other than the bonfire at the end, which actually we kind of did. We just didn't hang out at the fire. And then the other 2 we did half days, so it was a little hard for me to be able to say, okay, which location is best if you are going to off-road. We're going to talk about that later a little bit in the live stream, probably around that 8 o'clock time frame, whatever it gets to, 8:15. We'll talk about that and talk about off-road and the new location and what's going on. And did you know they're going to have dealer days at the new location in October?
Ooh.
Yeah, that might be the one I'll take Jeff to.
Yeah.
Anyway, we're going to have to hit that one too. So anyway, and some ideas that I had for their location being they're real close to where Bronco Supercell is. I hope that they utilize the facilities because they're basically leasing, or they bought the property there in Maryville. And so we'll talk a little bit later about, here's some things that I could see people wanting to use their off-roadeo, but also maybe hopefully having it open for some off-roading for people that have already been to off-roadeo and don't have that free pass, and maybe allowing it another source instead of just Windrock and one off-road place, having another opportunity to go do some off-roading on their trails like they kind of did with the Solar Eclipse Day.
Yes.
So we'll see. Anyway, we'll talk about that later. But all right, what else we got here? Don't forget we're got a lot of videos dropping. Hopefully you saw Ford Escape launched today. The videos, starting with the active trim, 2025 model year is now opened last week. We did a what's new, what's different for this year, and the active trim level. I went to do that. That video went live about an hour ago. And then tomorrow, every day this week, we'll have another trim level. Tomorrow, ST Line Select, Elite, Platinum. We'll get the plug-in hybrid next week on Monday, but we'll get all those dropped each day. And probably before long, we'll have the 25 model year Mustang, because if those order bank, or if they're closing up here pretty soon, they're going to have to launch and open the order bank. So I could see that happening here coming up in July. So we'll be probably moving to that one and then on to the other models as well, hopefully. So we'll be pretty active this summer, this fall, dropping those videos if you're wanting to order a vehicle and that kind of thing. And hopefully, speaking of that, hopefully you checked out yesterday's video where we, on the Maverick, we said, you don't like the 25, here's what you need to do if you want to get a late 24. It's not too late to get one. In fact, I think you'd be really surprised at how many unscheduled Maverick orders there are in the order bank right now.
Yeah.
It's pretty low.
It is.
Yes, it's pretty low. So we'll talk about that later during the scheduling information as well. All right. Do we want to, do we have our other
Niles.
Moderator, Niles, in there?
Yep, we have him in here.
Do we want to play that? I kind of wanted to wait a little bit because I want to, it's 7:15. I want to get people in here so they can see this. But
well, what's in your cup?
What's in the cup? Have I shocked some people?
They haven't really guessed. What's in Tim's cup?
All right, you have to guess what's in the cup.
Let's show what Niles and I got to try earlier.
All right. So you guys in the chat have talked about, I don't always read the chat, but you guys have talked about this drink. And I need to share the screen, right?
Yes.
This is it?
Yeah.
Okay. We got Niles tried a drink recommended by Ridgeview.
I was there with him. I did no editing to this at all. All right, you can cut it. There you go.
There you go, mach-e. So I heard it was created in Maine, right? Is that what we were told?
I think so, yeah.
I did see that in the canning. It's actually canned by Coca-Cola Company. I'm just saying.
Yes.
I have a can of my own. I actually brought Ridgeview gave us a 12-pack, so we checked our bag and to bring it back. So we have. Oh, I got to do these two. So I got a mach-e. That's not what's in my cup because I went ahead and put this in here in case I decide I don't like the mach-e.
Sprite, mach-e. What's in that cup?
Now I will say this: that I'm not trying it for the first time.
Mountain Dew.
So I did try this in Maine. I had mach-e with Ridgeview. Did he have some that night? I don't know if he did. Anyway, but mach-e. A lot of people say, people ask us, so how was it? It's not bad. And I said, that's usually what we hear. It's not, nobody ever says it's good. They just say it's not bad.
Now it says 7 out of 10. Sorry, they couldn't hear the audio.
What?
It played out of our speaker, but I don't think it shares it.
Oh, it should have.
So he said 7 out of 10. I said 8 out of 10. He had he has a little something in his desk that would go nicely with it.
I wonder why I couldn't hear it. I made it. Weird. Should have. It's played other videos, right? Maybe not. Okay. Anyway, so yeah, I say it's not bad. I mean, I kind of felt like when I had it in Maine that it was kind of like almost like a flat Coca-Cola, right? That doesn't have as much sugar content as most pops, but
I really think it tastes like a cream soda.
Yeah, I get that. I can get that taste. Not quite a Dr. Pepper taste. I know now says he likes Dr. Pepper. Not quite a Dr. Pepper taste.
Not quite.
Not quite. But anyway, not too bad. I'll drink that. But in the cup is Code Red. That's kind of my go-to.
Whoever said Mountain Dew, you were right.
Code Red. No, Code Red. You gotta say Code Red, not Mountain Dew. If you're gonna get a winner out of this, gotta get it right.
Well, no one won.
So there you go. That's what's in there. I'll drink the mach-e for a little bit. But it's something that I would drink if I had it. I'd rather have this than diet. I'm not a person that likes diet.
I told Niles I just want a can to sit on my desk, just for it to sit on my desk, so I get.
I got mach-e.
I got mach-e.
I got mach-e.
It's such an eye catcher too, because it has like the guy going.
Right. All right. Anyway, actually, let's go through the mail real quick. I got more stickers and patches. My patches are in.
Those are going out tomorrow.
So if you've sent me a patch, I'm sending you one back, except for there's two people. I don't know if they probably don't watch the live stream. Artemis Bronco WT. I messaged you already. I need your address. For some reason, I got your address to send stickers to, but I couldn't find it in my messages. And then Indy the Bronco KY. I need your guys' address. Those are the last two people. But yeah, here's our patches. Kansas themed right there. People are starting to do that more. At some point, I'll probably get a sticker with just the Bronco, but also it comes with, or a patch, I mean, but also the patch comes with a sticker. So you're going to get a sticker with that on there and the patch. So if you've sent me a patch, I'm sending you one back. I've got like 20 of them going out, including these here that came in that we're going to show off. These are addressed already. I gave you. But also, if you want one of my patches, let me know. Maybe you can, even if you can share a sticker, that'd be awesome. But either way, I'll send it to you anyway. Just that's the way it is. So this one here is from Thunderbolt Bronco. So his right here, he's from Georgia, right? Pretty cool patch. There you go. I like that. And sticker that is just like it. So sticker. And then they also have this here. This is pretty cool. I like that. That looks cool right there. So pretty cool. So anyway, there you go. There's that. So their stickers will go out, like she said, tomorrow for them. And then we got Andy from Texas, San Antonio, Texas, up in there. All right. They got a couple cool stickers. Thanks for the swap. Happy trails. This one here is kind of a cool outdoor adventure sticker. I like these extra stickers. I need to do more of that. I know we're sending out some Kansas themed ones. So a couple extra stickers, and then their Bronco. It's pink. Pink. I don't know if that's vinyl wrapped or not, but pretty cool. Andy, my pink Bronco. So they got a pink Bronco. There you go. And then hopefully most people actually watch the video then listen to the podcast, because they're not getting any of the images we're doing. We're doing a lot of images. You got to watch it. All right. And then this in here is from Colorado. Yeah, I don't know if I can say that, but anyway, Jess from Colorado. That's what I'll say. Here, I'll put it up there. Maybe if you're a Bronco right there, and can the camera zoom in? Nope. Yeah, there you go. Other sticker with it too, and then a chip with the Bronco on there.
Oh wait, yeah.
People are starting to get into that too.
You're like second.
I'm like, okay, now we're doing stickers. Now we're doing poker chips. I can't keep up with those.
I think what you do is you go with the ones that you like.
I don't know if my budget can handle.
You go with the ones that you like. You don't necessarily have to have a patch.
The patches are cool.
You don't necessarily have to have the poker chip.
All right, so this one is Vault Cop. So that's their patch. You guys can guess the state, then you're doing awesome. That's their Bronco sticker, and they got a magnet that says "Buck around, find out." Anyway, that's pretty cool. Did you guys figure out the state on that one? I'll tell
Oregon.
You. Huh?
Oregon?
It says Kentucky. That's not the state. That's not the Kentucky outline of the Kentucky, but it does kind of look like Oregon, doesn't it?
It does.
All right, last one.
Maybe he's from Oregon.
This one's I'm going to tell you right off. This one's from Florida. Reptar.
Ooh, Reptar?
Patch and sticker that match.
I grew up with Rugrats.
There you go.
You guys didn't like us watching it, but I watched Rugrats.
Yep, there you go. So there's that. Reptar and Brandy. So Brandy from Florida. So all right. So thank you guys for sending us those. And I got a whole bunch here that I need to figure out what I'm gonna put. Right now, I think I'm just putting them on the back of the Bronco.
Waiting for a mach-e sticker.
Yeah. Yeah, I need to get a mach-e one now. All right. But if you want the very limited and very few produced Maverick ones, I got a few left. Not many, but a few. All right. So there you go. There's that. And let's see what else. I think we're ready to start talking about members. If you want merch, we have merch on our site. I'm not wearing any of our merch tonight. Sarah's not, but you can go to there. No discounts right now, but there are some going to be discounts, of course, around July 4th. So if you want to wait till then and get a good deal, that's usually what I do when I get merch is I wait for that 25% off or 20% off deal. That's, I think, a good deal if you want some of that. But you can go look and see what you like on there. Get some ideas for when those discount code comes out. Don't forget our website, my personal website, FordVideoGuyMedia.com, where I kind of go over all the different custom things that I've done to my Bronco and Maverick. I'm not going to really do anything to mach-e, but I'll probably put my walk around on there anyway on the website. So, and our podcast is streamed on there as well. So, all right. I think that's it. Okay. Let's talk about members.
All right. If you would like to become a member, is the join button beside the subscribe button. If you're an iPhone user, you do have to do things differently, though. You have
That's
to
pretty
go to
typical.
Your web browser, go up to little a and big A, request desktop browser, and at that point, you should be able to see it. Yep.
Then you can find all the content on the you can find it under the community or membership area, but it's also right on the main page now. So
community is more for the posts, and membership, or the membership tabs for like the videos.
Yeah, they all should. Yeah, I don't know. Anyway, but if you just go to the main page too, it has membership section along with playlist section and all the others. It's just if you're a member, you can actually watch the videos. If you're not, you see the thumbnails, and that's all you get. So we do. I'll tell them what all we get. They get with the membership.
Yeah, so with the membership, you get a new member packet. So if you join up, send me your information. I do have a Google form to fill out. So go fill that out. I need to retag that, repost it since our trip. So I'll go ahead and do that while he's doing his scheduling notes. You get weekly live. You get to talk to us weekly, not once, but twice. And then Saturday morning lot walk, usually.
Usually I have a couple different topics that I talk about during the lot walk too. So
if he's talking to a camera, he's not talking to himself. What else? Member shout outs.
Yep, you get to see the videos a little early. Today's you didn't because I was running a little late on that. So, but normally you get to see the videos that go live. They go live about 30 minutes early to members. Shout outs here as well.
Yes.
You ready for that?
I had a thought of what else we do.
Special events. We have a special dinner for our yearly dinner.
Yeah. We do not. I know I need to redo our video because someone mentioned the phone number, the dedicated phone number for members. We do not have that anymore. So I need to remake that video.
Yeah, because we had to give that phone over to somebody else.
Yep. So all of that, but lots of membership perks. We love our members. We see you guys as a community and great people to talk to.
Yep.
So, onward.
Yes. And then shout outs on here.
Yeah.
So let's do that.
All right. We have a new member, Lloyd in the Flow. Welcome.
Welcome, new member.
We have Mabsim. This ought to be an interesting live stream. Now it's trying the mach-e. I liked it because Mabsim hadn't tried it before, and I think Midcoast Maine took it to Carlisle and took some to him.
It is different taste.
It is
than anything that I've
There's
had.
an aftertaste that's a little bit tangy.
Yeah,
that sits on the back of your tongue.
Yeah,
almost like this. I accidentally got a sugar-free Red Bull. I don't like it.
It's not bad. All I can say is I got mach-e now.
Gino says, I like to see your pictures on Discord. You must have had lots of laughs. So that's the other thing that we provide. Members we have a Discord, so that way we can chat whenever we want, not just during the live streams.
Yep.
We have Terry Monroe. Hello, everyone. Mabsim is here. Elizabeth, hey everyone, almost forgot it was Tuesday. Girl Scout camp last week has messed with my mind. I get you there. We have Aurora, I forgot to help her with her membership while we were there.
Yes.
Should have done it in the car ride. I didn't even think about that.
Well, we needed she was also wanting help with her Ford Pass was messing up.
Yes. Yeah. We have Mike M. Live from the home of the 2024 NCAA Baseball National Champions, the Tennessee Vols.
That looked exciting.
So are Mike M and Vols 44 from the same area?
Vols 44 is not from Tennessee.
But
he's from Missouri.
Oh, interesting. Okay.
But Mike's down where he's right next door to where Off-Roadeo is. Right.
I knew that. We have BM Smothers. Hello, all y'all. Donald Rash. What's in that cup? You also get member emojis, your name colored in the chat, and badging beside that represents how long you've been a member. See, I keep remembering
special
things.
Shout outs when you achieve a level, which happens every 4 weeks here. All right. Pretty close.
Pretty close. Yeah. Or I think they're just going, hey, because you get super chats, you get free super chats.
Yeah, you put a super chat in there, it just says where you're at.
Yep. We have Brandon Jones. I'm here. My Maverick going to pick up some just listening for now. We have Jack in the house. We have Donald Rash, Gino. Yandy is back. Mike Lyons. Hope everyone is staying cool. It's a hot one here in Oklahoma. We have Terry McGee.
Wow.
Douglas Blair. Smash that like button. Anthony Sparaccio. Elizabeth said, tied record from 1952 here in St. Louis, 102 before the heat index. I think we hit 103 yesterday.
Today we're supposed to hit 103.
We got 102 today. Felt like 107. Mid-Coast Maine is here. Brian Foster, hello from beautiful Southern California. I need to drop at 6:30. Plans for the August meetup have been made. I will be driving my Maverick. We have Bucko and our moderator, Niles Gridley. He is our aftermarket specialist as well. So if you have any aftermarket questions, drop them with @Niles Gridley and he can help you out. Douglas Blair said that they need a location in Canada.
Who needs a location in Canada?
Off-Roadeo. John Rice, howdy everyone. Ragnar Khan. Teehee, I'm so funny. We have Alan, evening, everyone made it. Getting warm in Oregon. Brian says, according to Wikipedia, it was first produced in Massachusetts, so we're talking about the mach-e. It became the official drink of Maine in 2005. It's owned by Coca-Cola.
There we go.
And produced in Georgia.
Now you know. Yeah, I did actually see that on the can. I'm not going to turn it sideways, but it did say that on there.
Yeah.
Bottled in Georgia.
So Vols 44 was originally from Tennessee and is a Vols fan. By the way, we won in Omaha. It was 102 degrees in the game last night.
There you go.
There we go. All right, we have Bud Guy 8829 here with us. Membership is rowdy. You are right, Niles. And then you'll see Ridgeview in there as well. He is our other moderator and helps us out with keeping everyone calm. Yeah. He is our chat wrangler, making sure everyone's not getting too rowdy. Let's see. Yeah, I think that's everyone.
All right.
Yeah.
Speaking of getting rowdy, I got a rant to talk about. So I'll talk a little bit about. I have a mach-e.
Are we ranting now or after?
We're going to do a little rant right now, and then we'll get in a dealer moment.
Okay.
All right. So I have a mach-e, one of the rallies, and we took it to the airport. No problem getting there or anything. BlueCruise didn't work half the time because it was raining. I don't know if it's the wipers or the rain. I don't know what, but it wasn't working all the time. But while we were driving, those of you know you have adaptive cruise. You have, especially if you have the speed sign recognition part of that, which means that it notices the speed signs and it'll adjust and change your speed based on the speed signs. Now, Maverick doesn't have that as part of the adaptive cruise. You have to have the intelligent adaptive cruise to have that. The mach-e has that, so it adjusts your speed. Well, you basically set a tolerance above or below certain number from the speed. I'm like, you know what? I normally like to go about 5 over the speed limit, so I can put a tolerance of +5. But knowing I'm in the mach-e and knowing that speed kills in a way of range, I don't want to go any faster than about 70 because I did not want to have to stop and charge. I knew that range-wise, I could get to the airport without any problems, without charging, and then we can charge at the airport, have a full charge, and come on back. So with that in mind, I'm like, I'm going to go 70 miles an hour, maybe 72. But I want to go 70. Well, here's the situation. In Kansas, the speed limit's 75. So when you set it to +5 and then you hit that 75-mile-an-hour zone, guess what happens to the speed? Your speed goes up to 80 miles an hour because I had it set for +5. And I'm like, okay. And then the BlueCruise stopped working because if you go over 80, then the BlueCruise doesn't work. So I said, why don't they should be able to set this up. Engineers should be able to figure this out. Why not set, that's this speed sign recognition, but have a top speed to say, hey, if it's over 70, I'm not going to go over 70. Right. So I can have that +5. If I'm in a 65 mile an hour zone or 55, I'm going to go 60, or 65, I'm going to go 70. But if I'm in a 70 mile an hour zone, instead of going 75, I'm going to go to 70 and keep it at a top speed of 70. I don't think that's too much to ask.
No.
Because I either had to go, well, I can set it at speed limit and then just raise it up in those other zones, or I can do the +5 and just basically what I had to do is keep lowering my speed once it changed when I hit 75 and it had me go 80. I'm going, oh, wait a minute. I had to bump it back down to 70. But that's something Ford, I think it should be something easy that you could be able to tweak into your system, make a top speed for those, especially the EVs that don't want to go over a certain speed to get the best range. Let's do that. So
Yeah.
Some people are like, oh, you know what? I like to go 80. Actually, your mom was like this. She's like, let's just get there. Let's go 80. If I was driving, we would get there faster. And I'm like, okay, maybe. But like for the EV, we figured it out.
Speed is not your friend.
It's not your friend for the range, but I would have gotten there maybe what we figured out 15 minutes earlier.
Yeah.
15. So you get to sit in the airport 15 minutes longer than me.
Well, I mean, yeah.
Really, right?
But when we coming back though,
we've been home 15 minutes faster, which I actually did go 75 on the way back, and we made it.
Well, I mean, getting to the airport, if you're running a little bit behind, or
maybe.
Yeah, security's taking longer. Like what happened in Maine, security took longer than we thought it would.
Yeah. Anyway, I don't know. Yeah. There's my rant. I think with the BlueCruise, have a special, or not just BlueCruise, but intelligent access, the intelligent adaptive cruise. I said with speed sign recognition, be able to set a max speed. Because there are some people that even though the speed limit's 75, 80 is just way too fast for them.
Yeah.
And they feel uncomfortable. So allow for a top speed on those intelligent adaptive cruise. Just something to throw out. Something for Ford to work on.
While we were at the airport, there's actually a guy that what he was doing kind of reminds me of what you're talking about. We're only 15 minutes later than planned if you go slower. He said, my plane is about to take off. I'm running late. Can I go ahead of you? So a lot of people let him go ahead of them. And then at some point, they stopped letting him go ahead of them. And then we were told, hey, do you want to come over here? We're opening up another lane. And we got over there. Ended up, we went out before him.
Yeah. We got through security before him.
It's like if you had just stayed where you were, you would have been done at the same time as us.
And come to find out, his flight was the same time as ours. So technically,
he was on the same flight as us. We're like,
you weren't really late.
Which a lot of the people in line with us were on the same flight with us.
Yeah. That's all right.
It's like, do you really think they're going to leave 15 people behind? No.
Yeah. Yeah. Anyway, but on topic of that and the connected services, something else to think about if you get a vehicle where you get 1 year of the navigation included, and then you have to sign up for after that. Keep in mind when you sign up for the navigation, if you're not signed up with the connected services already and paying that fee, you have to pay that as well. So on the Bronco, I didn't have the premium connected services, which gets you the streaming and all that other stuff. I don't have that subscription, but I had nav. So I went ahead and signed up for the nav because I know the wife likes the regular nav, the on-screen nav versus the Android Auto. And there was time where the phone died and it got hot. And so we were without the nav, and I was like, well, okay, I could see having it. So I went and signed up for it, $80 for a year. I'm like, okay, whatever. But then it told me after I signed up for that, oh, by the way, you need the connected services to get this to work. So then I had to sign up for the connected services, which is $10 a month. Doesn't sound like a lot, but when you think about it, in 1 year, it cost me $200 to have navigation for 1 year. I was like, oh,
thank you.
That was nice. If I'd realized that, I probably wouldn't have got the nav and told her to, you have to deal with Android Auto. Just because $200 a month, that's not worth it. Because I'm not going to use any of the other premium connected services with it. So that didn't really have any value. I just wanted the nav. So anyway, but okay, rants are done. That's that. But All right. So since the rant's done, let's get into something positive. Good
Like a
dealer.
good dealer.
Like the good dealer moment.
All right, I have another Maverick Truck Club list entry here in Elizabeth City, North Carolina. Carolinas. Carolina? Yeah.
Carolina.
North Carolina, Elizabeth City. Hall Ford and Braxton Epps was the salesman. Very easy transaction. Braxton answered all my questions and worked with me to be sure I got all the discounts I was entitled to. He has contacted me since the sale and assured me that he will be following up with me again. Finance manager Tom was also easy to deal with. There you go.
There you go.
Elizabeth City, North Carolina, Hall Ford, Braxton Epps. Boom.
By the way, reviews correcting this here. FYI, mach-e was invented in 1884 by Maine native Dr. Austin Thompson, and is the amount the first sodas ever to be produced.
About
The first sodas ever to be produced, like Dr. Pepper. There you go, mach-e. I like, you know how sometimes we'll go through like someplace and they have those all the different old sodas and the different sodas that are pretty rare. They're not like the normal ones. I do like going to those places and getting. I like to get all the different types of root beers. That's always fun. All right. So there's that. All right. We're into scheduling. Do you have a video that you recorded of me off-roading?
I found out that was a picture.
Oh, okay. All right, that's fine. Okay.
I'm sorry.
No, that's fine. I was going to get into scheduling information here, so let me pop this over here. Edit this real quick.
It's not Baby Poop Green Ridgeview or Ragnarcon.
By the way, we rode in a Bronco Sport that was eruption green, and we were the tail gunners. And so at one point I was like, well, you just need to tell them, Hulk made turn.
I told him he had to do that one.
Hulk made turn.
Anyway. I was like, here you go. You want to do that?
I would have. Anyway.
We weren't comfortable enough with them yet. Yeah. But no, the people in front of us, you could clearly tell that they were truck drivers with how wide their turns were.
Yeah. I was like, well, what are you going around? It's just a little rock. That Bronco Sport can handle it.
Well, even on the paved roads, it was like a wide turn. I'm like, where are you going?
And we found out they drive Super Duties. Okay.
One drove a Super Duty, one drove a lifted Heritage F-150. I was like, yeah, I was right.
All right. Gotta add this here real quick. All right.
You can tell what people drive.
Yeah. Okay. Let's get to the scheduling notes here. Let me pull that up for us. Pop over to the other camera.
Real quick. We've been to Pops in Oklahoma City, right?
What?
Pops. Remember when we went to Oklahoma City for vacation?
Yeah.
And we went to Pops?
Yeah. All the different types. That's what I was talking about. I like going to those places that have all the different ones. They have one at the Legends.
Yes.
Has one of those types of places.
They don't anymore.
Oh, they don't?
Nope, it closed down.
Disappointing.
Not enough people. They weren't in the best location either. Anyways, onwards with the segment.
All right. All right, we're going to get into scheduling information for this week. And when you look at the numbers of the unscheduled retail orders on most models, it's pretty low. Ford has gotten a long way, and that's good because we're getting close to the end of the model year of production for a lot of these models. And so that's good. So let's go through first, before we get into that, let's go through some of the terminologies you might notice and see as we talk about it. There we go. So first off, what we're talking about in this video is the vehicles that are getting ready to be scheduled, the orders that you've placed and how to get them produced or get a production date so they can get produced and get to the dealership. So where they make those orders and put those orders in, dealers put those in the order bank. That's where they place their stock in retail orders. And what's the difference? A retail order is a customer placed order. So Ford looks at that a little bit differently because, hey, that's for somebody that wants to take delivery of one instead of a stock. So let's make that a priority. A stock order is an order that's placed by a dealer for their lot inventory. Now, a priority code, a priority is given to orders by the dealer. 03 to 19 is retail, 20 to 80 is stock. The lower, the better. So that's why retails will always looked at first. Now, scheduling, that's when Ford schedules an order for production dates in the future months. So we'll talk about that. A lot of times we'll say, hey, they're scheduling for these weeks. Doesn't mean they're not producing now. No, they're not starting in those dates. It means this current week, they're going to be scheduling for those dates in the future. And then allocations. Ford gives dealers allocations to schedule their orders. A dealer needs an allocation to schedule an order in the order bank. You can have 100 orders in the order bank, but if you don't have any allocations, they're not getting scheduled for production date. And a dealer earns those allocations to be used to schedule those orders based on their sales volume. So, and within each model within their region, including Maverick starting next month, but not this month. Constraints, that's an option that may be in short supply or take longer to build. And the capacity, that's the planned production rate for a given motor trim and option. And then also job 1 and 2. What that basically means is that Ford will produce the vehicles in 2 different runs. Job 1 is the launch of the model year. Job 2 is about halfway through. That is any changes they want to make, they'll make those for job 2 instead of having to wait until the next model year. Balance out, that's the end of production or the balance out of a particular option or model for the year. So there you go. There's that. All right, so let's get in this week talking about first off, the 24 model year Mustang. The Mustang order banks are still open for the 24 model year. They will probably be closing real soon. The Dark Horse ordering for retail is closed right now. So if a dealer gets a allocation for Dark Horse, they will need to place a stock order. That customer still can take delivery of that stock order. It's just to be a stock instead of a retail. So it won't have a name tied to it. Now, there's currently 782 unscheduled retail orders in the order bank for the Mustang. And from what I can tell, Mustang is going to be balancing out in October, which this month we're scheduling for August build date. So there's still a couple more months of scheduling for the Mustang. So it's not too late to get that Mustang order in, but you're going to want to probably hurry because they're probably going to close it up probably next month. Okay. They are not scheduling this week, though. No scheduling for the Mustang model. So if you have an order in, you're going to have to wait another week. They don't plan to schedule at the plant for any production dates for this week. 24 model year Escape. We're talking 24. We know the 25 model year Escape is open, but let's talk about 24 model year Escape ordering because they're currently ordering for the 24 model year Escape. They won't start scheduling for 25 for a little while yet, but the order banks are closed for the 24 model year, open for the 25 model year, and there's currently only 14 unscheduled retail orders in the order bank for the Escape. So most dealers are going to use their allocations that they have, if they have any, will be for stock ordering. And you'll see that usually happen those a lot of times in the last couple months. Now, balance out is for dated for September 13th. That's when it'll switch over to 25 model year. So the last Escapes will be built in September, middle of September sometime. And then they'll start making 25 model year. So they're not scheduling this week for the 24 model year Escape. They probably got most of their orders scheduled out last week with only 14 unscheduled orders. That's probably what happened. Probably those 14 are people that were there at a dealership where maybe they're out of allocations or something for right now. All right, next up, 24 model year Bronco Sport. The Bronco Sport order banks are open up right now, currently open. I would say balance out probably is going to be sometime in October, end of October for the Bronco Sport for the most part. Them and Maverick run about together, and that's when they're going to, most models will run for about a year, 12, 13 months, and that one started last October, so I assume they're going to go through October. There's currently only 45 unscheduled retail orders in the order bank for the Bronco Sport, and they are not scheduling this week. They probably scheduled out most of their month already. All right, next up is a 24 model year Bronco. The Bronco order banks are open up for some of the trim levels. So let's go through which ones are. So here are the current ones that the order banks are closed on right now. So for a retail order, they are closed for the Heritage 4-door, the Heritage Limited 2-door, and balanced out completely on the Heritage Limited 4-door. Now, for stock ordering, that means a dealership can order these. They are closed for the Heritage 4-door and balanced out on a Heritage Limited 4-door. Order banks are open up for the Heritage 2-door. So if you're looking for that, they are open up and they are scheduling those. We had some of those orders scheduled ourselves for those. If you're looking for that 2-door Heritage Edition order, you can place that. One of the things it doesn't mention here, here it is on the left. Everglades is balanced out for 24 model year. They are not, they've closed. So you can't order an Everglades anymore for this model year. So it's done there. If you're looking for an Everglades, look on our website. We have plenty in different colors. They probably will. We did find this out this week. They're going to produce the 24 model year Bronco through this year. So through into December, sometime in December is when they'll balance out on the 24 model year. 25 model year will start probably right in the 1st of January, somewhere around that time. So with that in mind, if you go back about 3 months, we're probably going to see the order banks open up in October, probably somewhere around that time. So keep that in mind. Currently 874 unscheduled retail orders in the order bank. Bronco is not scheduling this week. There you go. Everything else, I think I've covered on that. All right. Next up is the 24 model year Mach-E. Order banks are open up for the Mach-E. They are on job 2 now for those order banks. They currently 16 unscheduled retail orders in the order bank. They are not scheduling this week either. And probably going to produce the Mach-E into December. I don't know for sure. I know that January 8th was the startup for 24 model year. So they'll probably go through the end of December for the 24 model year Mach-E as well. So 25 model year Explorer is next. Order banks are open up for the 25 model year. There's currently only 141 unscheduled retail orders in the order bank. They are scheduling this week, and they are scheduling for dates in August. So August 5th through the week of August 26th. And some people ask, well, which is it? 5th? It's all those weeks. So they're scheduling for weeks that could be the week of the 5th, the weeks of the 12th, could be the week of the 26th. So any of those dates could get scheduled. They're doing cleanup scheduling, which means a dealer needs an allocation. They want to fulfill that. So they're going to look up to clean up that so they can go into next month with no allocations. And because we're real close, as you can tell by the date, real close to next model year or the next month where we're going to get reset on allocations. Limited availability for the active trim, as well as the platinum trim, as well as the 2.3 liter EcoBoost motor. Exhausted availability for the ST line and the ST. So that covers all of the trims. Also, the 3.0 EcoBoost engine is also exhausted availability, as well as a 21-inch dark alloy polished aluminum wheel that's available on the Ultimate package on the Platinum. So exhausted is worse than limited. So if you're looking to get those orders scheduled, an active probably be the way to go, or a platinum. There you go. So just because you have an order, maybe you have something that's an exhaustive availability, if the dealer has an open allocation, they want to fulfill it. If they can, they'll try to fulfill it. So exhausted doesn't mean completely no scheduling. They'll tell you, hey, they are not scheduling this. They'll say that. Exhausted means it's going to be pretty hard to get it scheduled. Limited means that it's going to be a little easier to get those, but still more difficult than some of the others. Hopefully, I don't know if I explained that well, but that's the best I can explain it. Next up, 24 model year Expedition. The order banks are open up for the 24 model year Expedition. They will probably balance out sometime in September, October, I would assume, because they started job 1 last year in September. So they'll probably build through September, which at some point they're going to start opening up the order bank for the 25 model year. Going back 3 months, that'd be around June, July. So real soon, we'll probably start getting information on the 25 model year Expedition. Currently 226 unscheduled retail orders in the order bank, and they are not scheduling this week either. Next up, the 24 model year Maverick. Order banks are open up for the Maverick right now. Probably close up real soon. They're probably going to go and produce into October. So we'll probably see order banks open up probably sometime in August. So keep that in mind. So again, since they're going to open up in August, they'll probably close up those order banks sometime in July. So you got just a little bit of time to put those orders in. I did a video yesterday on Monday. So if you watch that video, can tell you a little about how to order one. Currently, only 5,990 unscheduled retail orders in order bank for the Maverick. Less than 6,000 unscheduled retail orders in the order bank. That is pretty awesome. They are scheduling this week. Cleanup scheduling. So again, a dealer needs an allocation to get one scheduled. They want to clean that up so those allocations don't carry over to next month. They are scheduling for those August build dates again, just like some of the other ones we talked about. Limited availability for the XLT trim, the hybrid motor, the splash guards. As I said, keep away from that. The 17-inch machine face carbonized gray painted aluminum wheel, which is optional on the XLT and the Lariat. So that's the optional wheel for those. So that's I believe that's the maybe the one that's part of the FX4 package. I'm not sure. Exhaust availability for the following options: the XL trim, the 2.0 EcoBoost engine. They scheduled a lot of those last week, evidently. So that's going to be a little bit more difficult this week to get scheduled. Front-wheel drive, as well as the part-time four-wheel drive. So that would be like your FX4 or just the regular four-wheel drive, not your advanced four-wheel drive system. So part-time versus advanced, those are different. Copilot 360 is also exhausted. That's optional on the XL and XLT. The black appearance package, which is also optional on the XLT or the Lariat trim. The modular drop-in bed liner, the bed extender, and the standard tire on the XL and XLT. That's the 225 65 R17 all season. Would be tire code T7R on your order. So, all right, that covers Maverick. Next up, 24 model year Ranger. Order banks are open up for the Ranger right now. They probably will close soon. They're probably going to balance out in October as well, or somewhere around there. I think that's when they actually finally started production, was October. So they'll probably be closing pretty soon. And they currently have 725 unscheduled retail orders in the order bank. Pretty low. They are not scheduling this week, though, for production dates. Next up, 24 model year Super Duty. Order banks are open up for the Super Duty. I wouldn't place an F450 order, though, if I were you. You probably won't even get scheduled. There's currently 13,208 unscheduled retail orders in the order bank for the Super Duty. That one has the most unscheduled retail orders of any model. And they probably will build through into November, I would assume, sometime around there. That's when they started production last year. Again, they usually run at about a year. Currently, 60% of the 13,000 unscheduled orders are F450s. So that shows you the demand of the F450 in the production run of the F450, which is like 2 to 6%. They are scheduled this week for Kentucky Truck Plant for the weeks of July 22nd through the weeks of August 18th, and for Ohio for the weeks of August 18th and the week of August 26th. So, all right. Limit availability for the F600, also for the vinyl 40-20-40 bench seat, which is available in XL pickup or chassis cabs with the medium dark slate interior. So that's interior code AS, 1S, LS, and 4S. Also, the multi-contour driver passenger seats that's standard on the King Ranch Platinum Unlimited is also exhausted or limited availability. And then the headlights that are available on the limited and the platinum version are also limited availability. So some options there, because it did mention 450 for the first time in a while. So maybe our 450s are going to get their chance now. We'll just have to see. Next up, 24 model year F-150. Order banks are open up for the F-150. Probably won't close anytime soon because they didn't start production for 24 model year until December. So they're probably going to roll through December or into December for 24 model year. So probably be like not going to be opening up 25 model year until probably October, September, somewhere in there. There's currently 8,467 unscheduled retail orders in the order bank. They are scheduled for the weeks of 8 for the week of 8/12. And then the only note in here is limit availability for the hybrid motor, as well as limit availability for the 2.7 liter. So 5.0 and the hybrid, the 5.0 and the 3.5 EcoBoost motor are going to be good to go. And also limited availability for the Tire T7-2, which is your 245/70 R17 all season that's standard on the two-wheel drive XL. So, and then of course also notes, just like every week, if you have the tow haul package, make sure you have the max tow axle to go along with it. If you have the 5.0 liter, which is the 373 XL7, or if you have the 3.5 EcoBoost motor, make sure you have the 355 axle XL5. And then don't forget the bed utility package brackets have changed and are going good now. All right, last up, the 24 model year Transit. Order banks are open up for the Transit. There's currently 5,691 unscheduled retail orders in the order bank, and Transit will also probably produce into December. That's when they started last year. They usually run a year, so they'll probably do that. 25 model year probably won't open up until like September September sometime. They are scheduled this week for the week of 8/12 and the week of 8/19. So one of those 2 weeks you can get, if you get scheduled, that's when you get scheduled for. And no notes on Transit. No constraints, no limited or exhaustive availability items there. So there you go. So that is all the scheduling information for this week. We are like 1 to 2 weeks away from the 20 or for July scheduling information. So probably next week I'll be able to talk about July's framework or outlook for production dates and what's going on. So there are going to be some models that are going to start, order banks are going to probably be opening up in that month. And there's a lot going on this summer and fall. So we'll have a lot more information about that next week, probably when it comes to the over outlook for July scheduling. We call it July wholesale, which is scheduling for those September build dates. So, all right, if you have any questions, if you're watching the video from Wednesday, the recorded video, then go ahead and drop those down in the comments. We'll try to respond to those as quick as we can. If you're watching this live with us on Tuesday night, let's go to those questions, Sarah.
All right. Yeah, Henry was wondering if his has been built yet.
No. Yep, we're not getting, and I haven't looked to see if it's previewing today, but as we know, we've had yours preview and not schedule, so we don't know how much that's really helping us right now. But we'll have to look at those. Thursday's really the important day, Wednesday. Today, whether it previews today isn't as important as whether it's previewing on Wednesday. So I'm gonna move this mic
Other than that,
for the rest of this.
Did the price come down for the Bronco Rodeo for second timers? It was $1,000 a day.
Okay, so
I haven't looked at that pricing.
I don't. Okay, so if you don't have a Bronco, I don't know if you can go unless you go to the public half day.
He said he's been first. He's saying for the second timers. So they've been once.
But if you have another VIN, it's the same price as it was before.
Right, but if he went once with his current VIN and he wants to go, okay.
But you have another VIN, then it should be the same price.
So you're saying buy another vehicle?
If you're wanting to go, I don't think there used to be you could get a full day and it was more expensive. Now I think they nixed that, and now they're only doing half days for those people.
Okay.
And okay, so I've been to the full thing and I've been to the half days, and I will tell you the difference is the half days, you don't get all that other instructional stuff that it's not time wasting, but if you already know it, because I went through it once as a dealer, the whole thing. And then as a customer, I went through it again. And I will say at the beginning, some of that stuff it was kind of boring for me because I've been through all that stuff once. And so when you do it, if you've already been through it, they don't want you to have to go through and sit through all the instructional stuff. They just get you on the trail. So if you do a half day, it's pretty much you just go get out on the trail.
Yeah.
I mean, they'll tell you some of the stuff on the trail and go, hey, don't forget this. Don't forget your clearance. Don't forget, hey, put it in this mode right here. Here's a good place to do that. I mean, they'll run you through those things, but otherwise they just get you in the Broncos and get going. Mm-hmm. So the half day. And something I found out on that, we'll talk more about it in here just a little bit, but that half day price sounds expensive. It's $7.95, but read the disclaimer on that.
Yes.
That's for 4 people. That's for up to 4 people. So the goal is, if you want to do a half day, don't go by yourself. Get somebody that can share that cost with you and go, hey, let's all go halvesies on this or foursies.
I'm thinking
$200 a piece and let's go.
I'm thinking a girls' trip.
Right?
4 of us go. Yeah.
The only problem with that is then that means 4 people that you have to share the drive with. So that there is that. But
Oh, but my friends don't really drive off road. They
here's
would be along for the ride.
here's what you really need to. I found what I enjoy is I've been to the Off-Roadeo and I've been to all 4 locations. I as a dealer though, we only had to pay $95. And it was, and it was 2 of us. We went back and forth. That's a no-brainer. I'm going to do it, right? When they open it, they actually haven't opened up, so we need to sign up for Tennessee. But that other price is a little getting up there, a little pricey up there,
Yeah.
on some of that other stuff. But what I found is go to the Bronco Supercells and the Bronco Nation's going to, and they use those same trail guides. Like Colorado, you got to go to Colorado. Colorado is the one. If you can go to Colorado, we did 3 trail rides each day, and we were on the trail all day long with Bronco Off-Roadeo trail guides.
Yes.
And I've got to say
And
that was the most fun that I've had.
Yeah.
Better than Off-Roadeo.
If you're with Brian and Melissa, sometimes Brian likes to go off book and do a couple of extra trails as well.
Yeah, anybody else wants to head back, you can, but we're going to go over here. I mean, every night we were back at 6 o'clock.
Everyone else is back at like 4, 2 o'clock.
Hey,
We're back at 6 o'clock.
They kind of got in trouble for that. They were like, hey, you really need to get back at this time this day. So,
Yeah.
But no, we were out leaving at 8:30, and we were out all day. We ate on the trail, ate a snack on the trail, and then get back on it. And I mean, we were riding trails all day long, 3 days in a row. That's the one. Colorado is was a blast. I've done Tennessee Off-Roadeo. We went to Wisconsin. They have one trail, Wisconsin. That's why we'll talk more about it in a little bit. But yeah, Supercell. That's a great way, especially if Bronco Nations or any other Bronco Nation event, they'll have a trail ride. And those are the ones to go to because those aren't near as expensive as an Off-Roadeo, and you have just as much fun.
Yeah.
And if you've already been, the skills, the goat modes, all that stuff. Just go to one of the events that they're doing, and it's a lot cheaper, and you have a lot more fun.
I had never been to a Bronco Off-Roadeo, but I went to Colorado with Brian and Melissa, who are Off-Roadeo trail guides, and he was right. A half day was enough for me. I knew enough that I could drive.
I wanted to do more, but I mean, a morning and an afternoon. But when you go to these events, like you said, I mean, you went to Colorado, and everything they initiated and talked about
was already talked about in Colorado.
Yeah.
So really, for someone that's been
if you've been to Off-Roadeo,
if you've been to Off-Roadeo, you don't need to go for a full day. Go for a half day.
Yeah. Anyway,
and then spend the rest of your day off-roading on some trails nearby.
Which is what I kind of liked about Moab was when you do the Off-Roadeo Moab, you're doing it on the public trails. So it's like what you do that day, you can go right back the next day and go off-roading on that same trail you were on with them. Anyway, okay. All right, what's next on our agenda? Any questions about scheduling?
Is it true that Ford will be discontinuing Escape after 2025?
We don't know. People thought that after 24. We had a lot of people, even here at the dealership, that said that Escape was done after this year. And I'm like, the order banks opened up for 25.
Yeah.
Oh, they did? So we're going to do it again? I'm like, yeah. That was my assumption too, was that if they're going to they did a redesign in 23, they're going to run it at least 3 years. Typically when you see something ending is they don't do a refresh at that 3-year mark. So usually you go 3 years. So 23, 24, 25. So if in 26, if you don't see them do a refresh, they're probably going to discontinue after that year. That's kind of what happened to Edge.
Yeah.
Edge did that.
So at this point, it's speculation.
Yep.
The evidence of it possibly happening has not started showing yet.
What you can see probably happen more likely is, we kind of like to see that small SUV, compact SUV, be cheaper. It needs to be down to that Maverick price range. What they did this year, I think, is smart. So you notice the prices are $1,500 lower this year. But if you look, they took off the power lift gate, which is a $500 option. They took off the spare tire.
Yes.
They took that out, which is a $350 option. Well, now we're halfway to the $1,500. They made a few other changes. They took away the power driver seat.
Yes.
So you have to go to a different package to get it. So what they did into the active is they made it fit all of them $1,500 less, but they also took out some content out of it. So somebody that's really budget conscious, $27,900 is not a bad price for a small, compact SUV. I mean, look at it. Why was the Maverick so popular? Is how cheap it was. Well, the Escape's now in that price range. I mean, we kind of talked about how it was over 30 and they need to be under 30. Well, now it is. You're 27,900. Add your destination, you're still under 30,000 for a base active. So anyway, but what we might see happen is they might do away with the Escape, and then see if it pops up in Mexico, and is made there.
Yeah,
because it can be made cheaper there, which it's not right, but whatever. Anyway, all right, that's that.
All right.
Anything else? Something to keep in mind if you're looking at a new redesigned model, we're seeing that with the Explorer. If you're looking at a 25 model year Explorer and you're looking at your order and going, mine's been produced for 3 weeks, you got to wait about 3 more weeks. So they've come out and said that because they want all of these refreshed models like they did with the Escape last year, the Super Duty that same year, as well as F-150 and Ranger this year, you notice it rolled out real slow. They said that they want to make sure they go out with quality vehicles with less recalls. So they're going to hold vehicles for quality, make sure they're good for going out. And that could be a 5 to 6 week hold. Whether or not I believe that it's because of that or just that they're slow getting them out because of production issues is one thing. I guess we'll find out. But anyway, so if you do have an Explorer 25 and it's still sitting there in 21 days, however long, that's why. So it could still be another couple of weeks before it gets shipped out. So Maverick and Bronco Sport, same thing will happen to those. So just be prepared for that. If you want to get that 25 Maverick and you know that it's going to be produced in November, figure it's going to be 6 weeks after that before it actually ships out, not the normal shipping out within a couple weeks.
Yeah.
So just be prepared for that taking a long time to roll out. If you order in August, let's say they open up in August. I'm just throwing that out there. It should be sometime in August. If the order banks open up in August, don't expect to get that vehicle until January.
Yeah. Is Bronco getting a facelift?
Yes.
Okay.
We haven't had any teasers on that. We've seen Bronco Sport, what it's going to look like. We've seen Maverick, what it's going to look like for 25. Expedition as well is getting a facelift. And so is the Bronco. A lot of models.
Yes.
A lot of models. Anywhere in 450 order banks closing for 24. No, I mentioned it. I don't know if you were here for that part, but we mentioned, did I put it here in the back? I did kind of go through looking at, usually you can kind of do some estimates. I don't know actual dates. Ford will not tell us actual dates on anything until it's like concrete. But what I can do is go through, and most models will produce for a year, for 12 months. And so knowing that, I went back on this week. I did this just so we could have that. And I mentioned it, that balance out should be sometime in November for the 24 model year. That's my take on that. So they started making the 24 model year November 1 and October 30th, depending on the plant. So if they started making them November 1, they're going to make the 24 model year through October. So they'll probably make the first 25s in November. So backtrack from that. So they'll probably close the order bank sometime in October, or not in October. They'll go back from that. So when they're scheduling for October, November build dates, that's when they'll probably close out and start order banks opening up for the next model year. So back up about 3 months from November 8. So probably August is probably when they're going to open up the order bank for 25 model year. So I'd say probably late August, September, probably. Well, on those, they schedule a little faster. So it just depends. So anyway, that's, again, purely speculation, purely just using an educated information, like Johnny likes to say on his, educated estimations, educated guessing. I've educated myself in when the order banks opened up last year to be able to educate myself to know that if they produce for a full year and backtrack 3 months before that, that's about when the order banks will open up for the next model year. So knowing that, that's why I know that probably sometime in August is when the order banks will open up for the Maverick, The Bronco Sport as well as Expedition probably will be July. So got a lot of stuff happening coming up this summer, folks.
Yeah. At the Colorado Super Celebration, does Bronco Nation provide a Bronco for you to drive like Bronco Rodeo does? And they do not.
No, you drive your own Bronco.
Then they are not liable.
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah.
Will they be making a hybrid Bronco Sport like the Maverick? At this point, we do not know.
Don't know that information yet.
Hope so. I would like to see the blue freewheeling package with a plug-in hybrid on the Bronco Sport.
So, question is, we think they're making an all-wheel drive hybrid version of the Maverick. That's probably, for a long time, we're like, why isn't the Bronco Sport making a hybrid if they're making a Maverick hybrid? But they haven't been making a Maverick all-wheel drive hybrid. Because the Bronco Sport is four-wheel drive only.
Yes.
So, if they make a four-wheel drive Maverick or four-wheel drive hybrid Maverick, then I see that happening at the same plant because it's on the same platform and everything else.
Yeah.
So once that happens, if that happens this year, I could see a Bronco Sport hybrid version being happened.
Back to the Escape, that's their only plug-in hybrid vehicle. I doubt that they would get rid of that.
Yeah, I don't know.
I don't see them getting rid of that until they have another plug-in hybrid.
Yeah. They've said
it's a small market, but it's out there.
They've said that by 25 or 26 model year, they're going to have a hybrid in every model.
Yes.
So that means a Bronco Sport needs a hybrid. That means a Bronco needs a hybrid. So I believe, again, educated guessing, I believe we'll see a Bronco Sport hybrid and a Bronco hybrid in 25 model year. And an Expedition hybrid as well. I think all three of those are going to see a hybrid this year. But again, just guessing, and we'll just see.
Yeah.
You guys heard it here, so I got evidence.
I think when they got rid of the Fusion Energy and the C-Max plug-in hybrid, they only have the Escape plug-in hybrid. So really, there's a market for plug-in hybrid. They have one car.
There's a market at the right price.
Right.
So look at it.
Exactly.
If you look, we get Escape plugins, and we don't sell them. They sit on our lot. They sit on our lot, and they sit on our lot. Why? Because they're $42,000. That's the problem. Our plug-in hybrids are too expensive.
I need a maybe 35, preferably 20 or 30. I don't know.
Depends. Can you lease one as good as a mach-e? You get to do that.
Where you then have no gas.
We're going to end up leasing all of our mach-es to our employees.
Oh yeah, they're
all talking about it because our management has figured out what a D-plan lease is on a mach-e right now. It was $7,500. They posted the group chat, so everybody's like, "Man, that's so cheap. I could do that and still keep my current vehicle." Anyway, all right. Anything else?
No, that's all I had for now.
My Moxie's almost empty.
I see that we have some questions for others, like a recall question. I've pulled those aside for after we do recalls.
Yeah,
because we might answer it.
Yeah, we just got a couple things here.
Oh, any word on F450 order banks closing for 24? Did we
answer that?
Okay, want to make sure.
Quite the actual real answer is don't know, right?
Yep.
I mean, for sure. My hat is weird because it feels like straight when I put it on, and it's not.
Yeah.
Look at that camera. Oh, maybe it is. Okay. All right. Dealer news. Let's get into this. It seems like there's less and less of this each week for the dealer news. All right, so for this week, first one happened on June 20th while we were gone. The day we went to Off-Roadeo, this announcement came out. On June 20th, this is actually rewards points. All right, so now you can use your Ford Pass rewards points for Off-Roadeo experience. So it says in here. So you can redeem those towards a Bronco Off-Roadeo experience and on-site exclusive gear. So select Bronco, Bronco Sport, and Bronco Raptor owners who are Ford Pass Rewards members will have the opportunity to redeem points for a reward code to use towards the experience. So not all Ford Pass Rewards members who own a Bronco, Bronco Sport, or Bronco Raptor will receive this offer. So please use discretion when talking to members. So discretion, I'm telling you, discretion. Not everybody's going to get this. Sounds like it's just, I don't know. It's probably if they've noticed you have Ford Pass Rewards and you haven't gone to Off-Roadeo, then they're offering it to you. So,
Yeah.
Right? Teaser, right? I gotta put the little nugget in front of you. All right. It does say eligible models include Bronco, Bronco Sport, and Bronco Raptor. For Bronco, it's 22 model year and newer. All trim levels are included, includes Raptor. For Bronco Sport, it's 22 model year and newer for the Badlands version, and 22 model year Badlands owners, and 23 and newer all trim levels can go to Bronco Off-Roadeo. So I still think they should open up. Now that they've opened it up for the 23 model year, all the 22s should get it. But that's for me. If you do have a 22 model year, you have till the end of till December to get yours used to go to Off-Roadeo if you're going to do that. So anyway, there's that. All right. And then I don't know if I should mention that. I might skip that for right now. All right. Ford Pass Rewards points expiration. So keep this in mind as well. Just had an update here effective October 1st of 2024. The points of Ford Pass Rewards members who don't have a Ford Pass Rewards Visa will expire after 18 months of inactivity in their Ford Pass Rewards account instead of 24 months. So they just changed this. So basically means that if you purchase a vehicle, you get Ford Pass Rewards points. So you have to use those within 18 months of inactivity. So, or else you lose them. So example, if a member currently has points that will expire due to no activity April 1st of 25, they will now be set to expire October 1st of 2024, unless there is activity on the account. So there you go. So you have to make sure you have. Now, this does say for non-Visa card holders, right? If you have a Ford Visa Rewards, they won't. It says in here who don't have a Ford Pass Rewards Visa. So my Ford Pass Rewards points and everything are tied to my Visa card because I have the Visa. So if you have the Visa and it's tied to that account, this doesn't apply to you. So they did update that in here as well. So understand and communicate the upcoming Ford Pass points expiration policy update. And this updated expiration policy does not affect Ford Pass Rewards Visa card holders. So there's a benefit of that right there, even if you don't use it very often. Right? Anyway, so there you go. Just keep in mind that they might expire. Use them or lose them, as they say. Use them or lose them. All right, this other one is kind of big news for dealers out there, for a lot of Ford dealers. So there's been a lot of different spam and different things going on. Well, they got to one of the companies. So Ford uses several different companies out there to help handle their service and scheduling of service, their customer data, that kind of thing. And we call them our DMS, Dealer Management System. And one of those systems is CDK. So I know All Train Nation, they talked about it last night because Alley, their dealership uses CDK. And so CDK has basically been corrupted. They're not, so they're having issues, and that's impacting the business for a lot of dealers. Not on the sales side as much as it is the service side, but that is happening. So there was a little memo about this. Luckily, the other company you can go with, Reynolds and Reynolds, is who we use. Reynolds and Reynolds is not affected. So not every Ford dealer, if you hear this going out there and going, oh, maybe I don't want to go in for service. Maybe I need to check and see if my data has been, corrupted or whatever. Not all dealers use CDK. It's one of the many DMS services out there. We use Reynolds and Reynolds, and one of the reasons we went with them is because of their security and their commitment to that. So, of course, they could be affected too because CDK said the same thing. So there you go. There is that information. All right. If there's nothing else, Sarah's coming back in. We're going to get to recalls now. All right, just a few recalls, and then I know you had some questions. If you had any questions from dealer news updates that came up, we can do those after recalls as well. We only have, I'm looking to see, 3, 4. We only have 4. All right. So this first one is safety recall 24S38 for 21 model year F-150s equipped with the onboard scales. So this is another little software glitch here. 159 vehicles are affected by this for the 21 model year. And the reason for this recall, the affected vehicles received an over-the-air update, software update, OTA software update to the body control module that inadvertently changed a parameter configuration that communicates backup lamp configuration status. The backup lamps will not illuminate when vehicle is engaged in reverse gear with this parameter configuration setting. Backup lamps that do not illuminate when the vehicle is engaged in reverse gear may not alert other motorists or road users that the vehicle is reversing, increasing the risk of a crash, of course. So there you go. So letters are going to go out to owners the week of July 1st, 2024. So it looks like to me, since the letters are going out, that they have a fix to this. So that'll be happening. So there's that. All right. The next one is safety recall 24S06 for 2018 to 2020 Ford Expeditions and Lincoln Navigators. Has to do with the front seatbelt retractor, it looks like. So this is the official notice now. We had an advance notice that we talked about back in February. This is the official notice of this. 77,544 vehicles are affected by this recall. And the reason for this recall, on some of the affected vehicles, the driver and/or front passenger seatbelt retractor pretensioners may deploy inadvertently while the vehicle's engine is on. Inadvertent deployment of the retractor pretensioner will result in the seatbelt being locked in position and will not retract or extend, which is noticeable to the occupants. Yeah, I'd say. While the primary seatbelt locking function continue to function properly, a seatbelt that does not retract or extend may result in injury in the event of a crash. So there you go. It says letters are going to go out the week of July 1st for this one as well. So they do have what they need to do the fixes on that. So that's good news on those. So, all right. Again, the advance notice on that one was in February. We talked about that. All right. This next one is a customer. Now, the important ones are the safety recalls. These others are just, things that they're doing to help customers out. They're called customer satisfaction programs. This one is 24B27, and this is actually an update. It's called supplement number 1. So it's an update to the official recall, which came out in May 13th. So the update to this one is they updated the affected vehicles to the 2020 to 2022 Super Duties have been added, and build dates have been updated for all those vehicles. And then the software availability update. The software is now available to repair 23 model year Econoline vehicles as well on this one here. So this program will be in effect through July 31st, 2025, with no mileage limit on it. So 36,289 vehicles are affected by this. So it is Super Duties 2020 to 2024, Super Duties at Kentucky and Ohio, and Econolines 2021 to 2025 that are affected by this. So, and the reason for this one here is affected vehicles. The variable displacement oil pump delivers oil to the engine at low pressure capacity during idle conditions. Routine occurrences of prolonged idle time may result in excessive wear to the engine, camshaft lobes, and valve tappet surfaces due to reduced lubrication. Over the time, the engine may progressively run rough due to cylinder misfire. Additionally, customers may hear engine tapping noises, and the engine check light may illuminate. So there you go. All right. And then letters. So owners of the 23 Econoline vehicle, letters are expected to be mailed out the week of July 8th of 24, because that was the ones that added. The owners for the 23 to 24 Super Duties and Econolines, those were mailed out the week of May 16th. So they've already received theirs. All right. This next one is another customer satisfaction program, 24B40 for 24 model year F-150 Super Cab STX vehicles with the black appearance package. So if you have the black appearance package Super Cab STX, here's an update for you. This program is in effect through June 30th of 2025 with no mileage limit. Only affects 56 vehicles. So basically, 56 vehicles were shipped and built without the running boards. That's what this is about. This is install the running boards. So in all affected vehicles, customers paid for the F-150 STX black appearance package per the Maroni label that should have included the 6-inch black running boards. However, both driver and passenger running boards were not installed during the manufacturing process. So option 1, the customer will be offered a refund for the missing running boards up to a maximum total of $600. I love how it says up to a maximum. Why not just give it $600? Why not just say that? Anyway, it says if this option is chosen, Ford will not install the running boards and the program will be closed. Well, they should send the money first, right? Oh, yeah, we'll be offered a refund. Option 2, dealers will install the missing driver and passenger running boards at no charge to the vehicle owner because they paid for it. If this option is chosen, the vehicle owner is not eligible for the refund option. Vehicle owners will only choose one option for new vehicle storage guidelines. Okay, anyway. So letters are going to go out to the week of July 15th to those 56 people. There you go. Oh, one more. Thought I was done. All right, this is also a customer satisfaction program, 23N06. This is for 21 to 22 model year Corsair, 2020 to 22 model year Escape, and 22 to 23 model year Maverick vehicles with the plug-in or hybrid motor. A long block replacement on this. So there was back in April 25th, we talked about this. So this is an update to this one here. So says for vehicles that are outside of normal powertrain warranty, this program provides a one-time replacement free of charge, parts and labor of the engine long block assembly for 10 years or 100,000 miles from the warranty start date of the vehicle, whichever occurs first. If a vehicle has already exceeded either the time or mileage limits, this no-cost repair will last through July 31st, 2025. Coverage is automatically transferred to subsequent owners. So if you're buying a used one. So 124,902 vehicles are affected by this. And so in some of the vehicles after safety recall 23S27 has been performed, the malfunction indicator light may illuminate and store diagnostic trouble codes P1061 and or P032F. This could be due to a faulty connecting rod bearing that was detected by the PCM. So there you go. So letters are going to go out to these people the week of July 8th to let them know that they have that. So, and again, it's something that you may not need to go do. It's just it's there and available for your warranty coverage, and or if you exceed that, you get it till what? When I say July something of 2025. So there you go. There's the recalls. Any questions? See it tapping away over there.
We don't have questions on that.
No questions on that?
No.
I didn't look and see if we have any order guide updates. Also, if you have any recalls on your vehicle, you can go to ford.com/support/ recalls-details. And you can put in your VIN. After you go to that website, you can put in your VIN and it can tell you what recalls your vehicle has. All right. So this came up. We've had people contact the dealership. Sales guys have asked me about this.
Is it true?
So is it true that Ford is making a 2025 Ford Pinto? And I actually Googled this, searched this on YouTube. There are a lot of videos on this, about this, showing what it looks like. Almost looks like a GT, and showing this vehicle off and everything. Watch the videos, though, folks. They're all AI generated.
Yeah.
It is all about getting views. And if you look at all the channels that have them, they have less than like 1,000 subscribers on their channel. And the videos.
Yeah, it's a Pinto EV at that.
Yeah. So it's, is it in some of them? it's not happening.
They're just having fun with Photoshop.
Yeah,
and AI.
they're just using AI to generate these videos to get views and to try to make money on YouTube, and probably half
It's
these
probably
are owned by
working.
the same company, and so I don't think it's happening. Just like we saw videos for a long time about the Maverick Ranchero, we don't see that happening. So, but anyway, I don't get too excited until I actually see something
From Ford.
from Ford, some concrete stuff. But there you go. I don't think that's happening.
Unless Ford is putting it out there, it's complete speculation.
Well, here, at first I'm like, did I miss a memo somewhere? And so then I started looking. I'm like, okay, none of these videos are from a reputable auto journalist.
Right.
Like the people from All Train Nation, or
Bronco
the
Nation.
Fast Lane, all these others. It's not coming out from any of these reputable journalists. It's probably not going to happen. It's probably not happening.
Have
So.
you seen the one about the Mustang Raptor? You click on the
Oh,
video and all they show you is a mach-e.
I've seen a Mustang truck. There's one about a Mustang truck. Yeah.
We have the F-150. We have Roush. We have Super.
All right.
Oh, did I tell you I saw a sleeper Super Snake truck in Maine? He must not have had the cold air intake, or his exhaust or whatnot, but it didn't rumble. When he took off, it did a little bit, but it didn't rumble otherwise.
Huh.
But yeah, I saw, was that Shelby Super Snake?
Yeah.
Yeah, saw it driving down the streets of Maine. I'm like, oh, okay, single cab. It's pretty. Not as pretty as the Lightning.
I start relaxing. All right, so let's get into the.
What's on your mind?
All right, let's talk about Bronco Off-Roadeo, whether you should go. Let's talk about Tennessee, and everything. So Ford had released this location on, like I said, the day we went to Off-Roadeo, Maryville, Tennessee. I have to be careful on that because there's a Marysville, Kansas. Anyway, Tennessee, it's right south of Knoxville. We did look it up. It's like an 11-minute trip by car from the Knoxville airport. So real close. It's probably the only location that I know of that's that close to an airport. Most of them are pretty like New Hampshire. It's like an hour and a half from about any airport. And Moab is right there in Moab. I guess it's not too far. If you can fly into Moab, that's the struggle. But anyway, so most of them are. Nevada is not too far from Vegas, but anyway, so this one's kind of fun because it's right in the Bronco Super Celebration area. So it's Maryville is like about 20 minutes, if I remember, from Townsend, Tennessee, which is where Bronco Off-Road or Bronco Supercell is every year, and having that location there in the Smoky Mountains, which is beautiful, by the way. So you can enjoy your time. That's the goal is on these. What Ford's trying to do with these is get you in a location where you can do something fun, create a vacation around it, and not just go for one day and do it and leave, but to create, some adventures, do some hiking or go and do some things, and different things going on in those different locations, going to Moab, that kind of stuff. And so this one's real nice because in the Smoky Mountains, there's a lot of things to do. You got Cades Cove right there you can go through. A lot of stuff at Pigeon Forge, not too far away. A lot of fun stuff to do there in the Smoky Mountains, and it's just beautiful. We enjoy going every year. But so this is another location, and and if you haven't used your off-roadeo, so here's some things to remember, and they reminded me when we were there that who still has one. If you purchased a 21 new Bronco, you're too late. It's over. It expired in December. That's why I kind of used mine last winter when I did. If you have a 22 Bronco currently, you have until the end of this year to use yours. Now, and I'm saying use yours. I'm not saying sign up by then. You actually have to go to an off-roadeo by December to be able to get this. And it's usually middle of December. So just keep that in mind. Bronco Sport as well. If you have a Badlands version of the Bronco Sport, you have till the end of this year as well. Now, if you have a 23 model year Bronco Raptor, Bronco Sport, any trim levels on those, you have a little bit longer. I think you have till next summer. So you have like a year from now, I think. And then on a 24 model year, you have like a year and a half. You have till like next December, I believe, a year from this December to be able to go to this. So now you have an extra location. You have 5 locations to go. Bronco Sport, you have 4 locations to choose from. Nevada is not a location you can go to, but all the other 4 you can, including Tennessee. So Bronco Sport can go to Tennessee. They can go to Moab, New Hampshire, and then go to Texas. Broncos can go to any of the 5 locations, and then Raptor, Nevada is your location. So that's where you're going.
I liked it at Bronco Off-Roadeo with the Bronco Sport. They're like, okay, you have to remember you have 8 inches of clearance. I'm like, I did not know that. 8 inches of clearance. Got it.
There you go. But they are fun. So one of the things that I do like about the off-roadeo is going and you get instructions. You learn your goat modes. You learn how does that trail control work. I did think it was kind of fun. We actually have some video clips. I don't have that one. Oh, I do have that one. Let's pull this up. Let's show a little bit of this footage here. So I'm going to show you this. Evidently, audio is not working except for our mics, which is fine. So I'm going to show you this one clip here. Real quick here. Let's go to this. Here is one where they actually had us use the trail control, which I thought was kind of weird how they had why they had this do that here. Trail control. It's set at 2.5 miles an hour, right?
2.5. That's right.
So that is not her hitting the gas. It's the trail control setting that speed to go up. And they were pretty smart in a sense that I'm like, I would have just like drove up that and not thought about using trail control. But they knew they'd asked the group, and Sarah and I were the only ones that had been off-roading out of the group. And so they knew that this group at that point needs to keep on the throttle, not speed, but just keep it moving to get it to work. And so why not? It just makes it easy. I'm going to just have everybody put theirs in trail control, and then I don't have to worry about them doing that.
Right. So I don't have to worry about them going throttle.
Keep on the gas.
Go.
Because when I went way up uphill, Melissa had me go up that one. She said, you got to keep, because I had only a rear locker, not a front locker. When I went up that incline, she says, you got to keep it moving or else you're going to get sideways and such. And so she didn't think about using trail control there, but also on that one, I don't know if you can use it because how you kind of go, you climb up and climb up. So that may not work. But whereas he was like, hey, just have trail control. And then I don't have to worry about that. I can just steer them left and right. So that worked out pretty well. So, but anyway, so learning how to use those different modes, like the trail control and some of those things, the goat modes. And when there was times where I'm like, go ahead and put that in your mud ruts mode. We were in the Bronco Sport. I'm like, go ahead and put that in mud ruts mode. And because I knew if once she did, we'd be able to see the front camera.
Yeah.
Because it had a front camera.
And then later they were like, okay, now you can put it in mud ruts mode, and then you should be able to see with the camera.
I was like, done. I was like, so we actually have, we did have 2 GoPros, one pointing out and one on us, recording audio. So I'll get to some of that footage, but it was kind of fun to kind of like be ahead of them. But I've been to a couple off-roadeos and done some off-roading, and I knew some of the situations. And by going to these is where you learn all that stuff. So
which I know how to use a front camera to, do that type of stuff because we've done that in your vehicle. I just didn't know that you could access that.
Yeah, on the vehicles that come with a front camera, once you go into mud ruts, it automatically puts that front camera on the screen.
We found out that you can access that front camera even if you're not in mud ruts.
Yeah, you can if you're going slow enough. Once you go over speed, I think it goes away. Here's some Bronco Sport footage here. Let's go into that.
Where she's like, she's done this before.
Yeah. So I don't know if you heard the audio on that. I did mute our mics. See if you guys could hear the audio on that or not. But yeah, you guys have to tell me, could you hear the audio? There's a guy, you could hear the, on her radio, you could hear it. So you have to let me know if you heard the audio that time. I'm curious if I fixed the issue because Anyway, so the Bronco Sports, we drove a little bit in the Bronco Sports, knew their capabilities. It was kind of funny. We were with some other dealers, and the Bronco in front of us was like avoiding every rock with the Bronco
They were
Sport.
zigzagging.
They were like going, "Oh, I'm going to go around." I'm like, "You're almost off the trail, dude. You can straddle that one. It's tiny." I mean, they were avoiding everything. And then when they get to the mud, and they were like flooring it because I'm going to get through the mud before it bails. I'm like, all you got to do is keep the tires moving, dude. You don't understand.
That, along with how wide they took turns, I was like, I bet you they drive trucks, if not Super Duty. And then lo and behold, they did. So
yeah. See,
when you're used to driving a big truck, sometimes those little cars may seem too fragile.
All right, I got one more video. Could they hear the audio on that one? Did they say? They maybe not said. We probably lost everybody. They probably all left. All right. Here's this one. Last video.
Can't hear us.
All righty. So you guys can't hear that.
No.
Okay. That's fine. All right. So there you go. But they can probably hear us. So I guess you guys couldn't hear. I have to figure that out. I could have swore you could, but anyway, there. I actually think you would have made that. You had room. You could have made it. But anyway.
Well, and I feel like if he hadn't told me to not turn yet, I would have made it.
Now, did you notice that? So we got a chance to drive the two-door. I have a four-door myself.
I don't like the two-door.
That was a two-door. And I will tell you, there was a spot where at one point I thought if you hadn't stopped turning, we would have like almost tipped.
Oh yeah.
Because we were going and we had this turn. We were the only two-door in the group, and I was like, no, you need to keep going because you don't have a wheel down over there. So if you turn now, you're gonna have both front wheels off. But it just, even there, you could see the tilt. I mean, there's some wheel lift. I get it, but in the two-door, I feel like it's not long enough. I think having a four-door, I feel like
you're more steady. You have a better stance.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And two-door has its purposes.
Yeah.
But for what I'm going to do,
we wanted to make sure in the next group that we were in the four-door, and so some guys were headed to the two-doors. I'm like, have fun in that. That's a whole different ride. And then partway through, did you hear them yell back? He's like, you're right. This is a completely different ride.
It is. So two-door definitely, if you're off-roading, you're tight. If you're an experienced off-roader, two-door is probably really cool, but I'll keep with the four-door. I'm pretty happy with that. But yeah, anyway, it is, they say best experience on dirt. It is a lot of fun. If you have a Bronco, you definitely want to try to get to, if you can, try to plan your vacation around it and go. We were running out of time on ours. And so I'm like, okay, I knew that Brian and Melissa were down in Moab. So I said, hey, what weekends? I actually contacted them and said, what weekends are you going to be there? We actually planned it to where they were going to be there so they could be our trail guides. And at one point we were like, you know what? We can drive there by the time we drive to like Wichita and get on the airplane. And then you got to get there a couple hours early. You fly in, and then you got to, and everything else. We could just drive there in about the same amount of time. So we'd have a Bronco.
Mountains.
Yeah. So go through the Colorado mountains and everything for us. So we drove there, and I'm glad we did, because when we were there, Brian's like, do you guys want to go out with us tomorrow? And we're like, can we? We'd love to, So they took us out on some of the trails, 7 Mile Rim, that day, and we were able to go off-roading the next day. So that's another reason that if you can, Ford said, I don't know if I believe it. I don't actually believe Ford on this. There's a lot of things they say that sometimes I don't know if I trust them. And they said that 80% of the Bronco and Bronco Sport owners live within 500 miles of a Bronco Off-Roadeo now with the opening of the Tennessee. And I don't know if I believe that. if you look at the location where all those are at, the Midwest is totally built. You cannot tell me that between Kansas, Missouri, Michigan,
The Sun Belt.
none of those states at all
Yeah.
are near an off-roadeo
Oregon.
within 500 miles of one.
Oregon doesn't have one.
We have two
Washington especially has nothing near them.
Yeah. So California, I mean, the Moab one and Nevada is probably close, but I don't know. Anyway.
I mean, do we even want to talk about Hawaii and Alaska?
I don't believe that number. I'm like, whatever. Anyway, let's just not even go there forward.
I mean, how many Broncos have we sold to Hawaii, or is it mostly Mavericks?
Yeah, just Mavericks Hawaii. But anyway, so try to plan your vacation around it. See if you can take your Bronco. And I think that's why a lot of people sounds like to me they're going to do something very special during Bronco's Supercell. So if you have one, if you have like a 23 or 24, hold off. And you might, sounds like they're going to do some fun experience for people that haven't used theirs during Supercell. So it sounds like most weeks that you can, they have those, they do Friday, Saturday off-roadeo, I think.
Maybe call and inquire. Like if you haven't used yours yet, call and inquire.
Well, yeah, I mean, I know Allie is kind of in with the Supercell people. She kind of works on staff with them, and then seems like she's pretty in with the Bronco Off-Roadeo people too, and those people to know what's going on. But it sounds like she was in the know of knowing something was going to happen. They were planning something. The only thing I'd like to see is I am actually going to pull up Bronco Off-Roadeo's website because I want to show you guys some things. And if you haven't had a chance, we didn't talk this week as much about the different channels that we like to watch, Johnny's Car Care Reviews, but also All Terrain Nation. Last night they talked about this. Go over and watch their replay of their live stream because they did talk about this a lot because they are on Facebook. I don't really enjoy Facebook that much, but they are, and I probably need to get back into it, especially with Maverick launching. But there's the Bronco Ladies group and some other things that they've been helping those people navigate for wanting to go to Bronco Off-Roadeo. But if you go to their website, let me try to pull this up. Actually, it's showing right there. There you go, BroncoOffRoadeo.com and off-road, ROADEO.com. And if you go to there, you can learn more. You can see the different things. You can see, okay, so Bronco owners, Bronco Sport owners, you have Bronco Raptor owners, and you have the Bronco Half Day that's open to all. And also when I'm going to click on this one because I want to show you guys this. So if you go through, whatever, I'll accept your cookies. If you go down here, you can see, where's it say? Says after opening the gates. Okay, now it talks about it's further down. Right here, $795 plus tax, which sounds expensive for a half a day. What's included? Up to 3 occupying occupants. Okay, guests, expert off-road instruction, world-class trail guides, a Bronco off-road drive, curated drive trails across the Bronco base camp. Okay, so you get 4 people for that. So that's $200 a person. That's if you want to look at it that way. And then you can do that in like 4 locations. So you get Tennessee, not yet, but they are going to open up Tennessee as eventually. So if you want to go to Tennessee and do your half day, they will do that as well later. So $200 a person if you get 4 people in there. But again, then you got to share the riding privileges with all of them, unless some people don't want to drive. But there you go. But if you're also up here on their main site, there's an FAQs. So Kelly was real good to point this out. If you have questions, go to the FAQ. You can throw it out there. You can ask me questions, but go here first. You have your different sections over here, and then you have your questions. Knowing whether or not you can go, different things like that. Now you can, if you purchase a used Bronco, it can qualify. Not a 21, but if you find a used 22 Bronco, and that owner did not use their VIN before they traded it in and go to off-roadeo, then it's still eligible. So as long as the VIN has not been used to go to an off-roadeo, it's eligible to go. So I mean, we have a couple. We have like we have like 3 used Bronco Sports and a Bronco. I'm working on getting a hold of them to see if there's an easy way that we can find those VIN numbers out. But you
I
know,
forgot to get you that phone number.
yeah. So I'll give her a call tomorrow. But definitely, that those people can go too. That's something else that was reminded of this week. So you can go in and do that. So anyway, go to the FAQ. There's a lot of information there. Check out if you're a Bronco Nation member. Bronco Nation's trying to do Bronco Nation days, right? Which makes it a lot of fun. So anyway, definitely it's a blast. I've had fun at all of them I've been at. Some people are asking me, now that I've been to 4 locations, which do I like the most? What I like about, I've told people Moab. Now, Moab was the one that was truly the customer, was not a dealer one. So it was a full day. But what I liked about Moab that's different from the others, all the others are on locations that they're leasing or they're buying. I don't know if they're buying it. They're probably just leasing the property. And it's on private land. So the New Hampshire one is at a ski resort, which is kind of cool. So that's why theirs is during the summer when there's no snow on the ground. Tennessee, I know this is property they purchased. Nevada is also on private property. New Hampshire, Texas is as well. But Moab is not. Moab is one of the only ones that is on public land and public trails. And what I like about this is they're not making these trails at these other ones and then showing you the capability of showing you, oh, this is where we're going to show them how to use this or how to use that. Moab, you do it on the trails. So that's what I like. It's the only one that's on public land. So it's a lot of fun. And it's the only one where you don't come back and have a lunch at the base camp. So you leave the base camp. You don't come back until the end of the day. They actually provide the lunch, picnic tables and everything. So I have a couple Broncos and they're like, okay, this Bronco here, you're the one that has the table. Come up here. And then you get the table out and they get all the food out and the lunch out and everything else. If you have allergies, don't worry about that. My wife's got a gluten allergy. Son's got a beef allergy, and they worked around all of that. So you just let them know your allergies, and they will make sure that you're fed. But Moab's the one that they provide, they do a sack lunch there on the trail, and they get back, and they start doing it again. I liked Moab for that. It was really cool. Plus, the scenery was just beautiful, breathtaking all the way around us.
Mm-hmm.
Just love the views. Beautiful views on all of them. I actually didn't show the picture that I had.
Yeah. And New Hampshire is at Gunstock. It's a ski resort.
Yeah.
But in the summer,
Guilford, New Hampshire.
Yep.
But they all have some beautiful views. Smoky Mountains, I've got to say that is going to be beautiful as well. So we'll go to that one and we'll let you know if we like that one better. But New Hampshire was really nice. I'd probably say that's a close second to Moab. You haven't been to the Moab one, but no. Texas was pretty cool. They're all nice and they're all a little different in their own right. But I like Moab. I don't know. It's a different experience than the others because all the others have a base camp and that's where they have lunch. And so you go and do some morning stuff. You come back to the base camp, you eat lunch and everything. Then you go back out again. Whereas Moab, it's all completely out. And then you come back at the end of the day. And we probably came back later than you normally do. And at the end of this, you also get a dinner and a campfire as well. We didn't get the campfire in Moab because it was kind of cold. But we got a nice dinner as well where you can hang out, talk to everybody and everything else like that. But off-roadeo is pretty cool. Definitely go experience at least once if you can. Like I said, you get it free when you purchase one for one person. You get registered in almost free. I think you got to pay like a $50 registration fee or something. But then if you have somebody goes with you, I think they're a little extra. But they also give you, with the purchase of your Bronco, you get a $200 voucher that can be used towards merch, but can also be used towards that second person. So and then also if there's any kind of specials. So I think on Barb it costs us $195 because I used that $200 towards hers. And then I also did it when they had a special deal going on where the second person was only $395. So they only had to pay $200 to get in. So
yeah,
$100 a person. Anyway, so there you go. So,
yep.
But I was talking about Tennessee. I wanted to come back to that. So it sounds like to me they're going to do an off-roadeo that week for those people that want to go and hit a 2-for-1. They want to go to Bronco Supercell, but then also hit their off-roadeo adventure while they're there. And I think that's great. Like I said, normally they're open on a Friday, Saturday. Ours was Saturday. Typically they're not. We were there for a dealer one was Wednesday and Thursday, and they're typically closed. I said, do you guys usually close on Wednesday, Thursday? Yeah, we're usually closed Wednesday, Thursday. Well, that would be a great opportunity for them for people that are going to go to Bronco Supercell to loan out the facility, the trails with the trail guides, maybe have the people pay $50 because usually when you go to some of those off-road places, you got to pay to enter in and be able to use their facilities. $50 is fair, something like that. But why not do that on the Wednesday, Thursday, and then your off-roadeo days are Friday, Saturday. So at least it gives some people that have already been to off-roadeo opportunity to use those trails and have another place to go other than although they're really nice, the off-road place we went, as well as Windrock. So there's a third option for them. So hopefully they do think about that, and they, maybe they'll watch this and they'll think about it. I'm going to let some of the people there, I'm going to email them and say, think about this. You have this opportunity that you could provide this facility for people that have already been to off-roadeo or don't want to go again and spend $800. Like if I'm already spending money to go to Bronco Supercell, I don't want to spend all this extra money to go and do that. So hopefully they think about that and they open that up for those people. I think it might be kind of fun. Anyway, that's my take on that. So got a couple of different things this week that I'm like, Ford, I hope you're listening. Because I think I got some ideas and
we got some feedback.
We got some things that, you want customer feedback. Here we go. Anyway, there you go. All right, questions. Here, let's set that Q&A right here. All right, what you got for some questions? I did see Ragnarcon here. He had a good point. I wonder if there are any goofy insurance conflicts that won't let them do that. Well, there are other. So what was it? Bays Mountain Off-Road. They have a facility. We pay them $30, $20 for a driver, $10 for a passenger to use their facility. They have insurance we had to fill out. We had to sign insurance waivers and everything for that. I don't know. So if you remember, there was an Eclipse Day that they did at Texas Off-Roadeo not that long ago. They also did an event at Moab. Again, we're still stinking pricey. Sorry. But they were doing a half day and you weren't guaranteed a trail ride, but it was a couple hour trail ride for like $595. Again, I don't know. Not everybody that drives a Bronco has extra income out there to go to all these different events. Hopefully Ford realizes that. I mean, there is a Bronco Big Bend, which is the cheap trim. I don't know. And there are people in Bronco Sports that, Ford, come on. Not everybody not everybody can drop a five spot down just for a weekend and go off-roading with you guys. I don't know. That's why I like to be honest, that's one of the reasons why I like the Supercell is that when you go to Supercell, you don't have to pay. Like when we went, we didn't pay Bronco Off-Roadeo. We paid to get into Supercell. Bronco Nation did those 3 trail rides and they didn't. And I would have paid probably I'd be willing to pay up to $50 for an all-day trail ride with a guide and everything. And if everybody else, there was like 20 of us, 20 vehicles, Broncos. I mean, figure that in. I mean, if you charge everybody $50, that's definitely enough money to cover your trail guides. Because they deserve to get paid. I mean, Brian and Melissa, they during that event, they worked hard and going out days before to find out what trails are going to go on. And I love Brian and Melissa. They're awesome people. I consider them friends now. I mean, we call each other, but definitely
when I'm planning a trip to Colorado, hey, what do you suggest?
Yeah, they gave me. Sending me trail maps to.
Yeah. Well, it was good to be like, hey, so we're headed up here at this time. Is it suitable for camping? What trails would be open? And he was able to be like, well, this one's closed. This one might be open.
Yeah.
It was they're very helpful, and I love chatting with them.
All right. Let's see those questions.
Okay. These are not all about just this. So just fix recall 2320 S27 for the Ford Escape. Got that taken care of. I'm confused as to why 23N06 customer satisfaction program is showing up. Is that extended warranty coverage for the engine?
That's in case you have any issues down the road with it. So I don't know if that was after we covered that.
That was before.
That was before we covered it.
Yeah.
So yeah, basically it's saying for vehicles that are outside the normal powertrain warranty, this program provides a one-time replacement free of charge parts and labor of the engine long block assembly for 10 years and or 100,000 miles from the warranty start date of the vehicle, whichever occurs first. So it's just kind of like you said, kind of like an extended warranty for that particular part that was replaced. So there you go. So, and then like this said, it said the reason they're providing a no cost one-time repair and some of the affected vehicles after the safety recall had been performed, the malfunction indicator light may illuminate and store diagnostic trouble codes, P1061 and or P032F. This could be due to a faulty connecting rod bearing that was detected by the PCM. So because of that, if that goes out, they want to replace it for you. So that's why it's, like you said, it's kind of like in a warranty. It's going to be good for 10 years, 100,000 miles. If you gone over that, you have until next July 31st of next year to get it. So, yeah.
All right. You are done with the Maverick, right?
Yep.
It's gone.
It's a trade-in. It's not on the website yet, but it should be soon. It'll be available for sale. So I know it's going to
my opinions on that. I have been looking on the process, not you selling it, but on the process that we have.
Oh, why it's not on the website? Yeah.
More so that it goes through a certain process that I don't think every vehicle needs. Yeah. I've been looking for all-weather floor mats for my 24 Ranger XLT, but I cannot find them, even from Ford. Any ideas, or am I missing something?
Should be Niles. Can he help with that?
He left. Donald, go ahead and email me. I'm going to get you with Niles tomorrow. We can certainly help you try and figure that out.
Yeah, because if you have all-weather mats available from the factory, then you can get them through accessories through your Ford dealer.
Niles can help.
You may not see it on Ford accessories website, but it should. That dealer should still be able to access those.
Yeah, so if you can't see them on Ford's website, try your dealer in their parts department or their service department. They might be able to help you out. Yep. Justin said, I got my Maverick today. Are the floor mats on back order or not?
The floor mats, you should get, what is it, 2 floor mats? I think it's 2 floor mats is what you get. So you should have front floor mats, I believe. And they should not be on back order. Some of the vehicles I know at 1 year, they were shipped without them. Mm-hmm. And then it was it was a customer satisfaction program recall type of thing where they received those, but the Maverick should be coming in with their floor mats.
Yeah.
So you might look under the rear seat.
Oh yeah.
Some dealers will put it under the rear seat. We do that when we take pictures of vehicles. We'll stick them under the rear seat.
Yeah. Mom jumped in, says the oldest grand boy says hi, Papa.
Well, he's probably still not on there.
No, that was just now. Raggercon says he would have come over to meet us. New Hampshire Off-Roadeo is about 2-hour drive from where he's at.
Oh.
But he didn't realize that we were there until I posted.
So is he in New Hampshire? Or?
No, I'm not sure where he's located.
That would have been fun.
Yeah.
Awesome.
Man. Yep. Because we had Midcoast Maine meet us the first night.
We were at the basically White Mountain, the foot of the White Mountains.
Yes.
Where we met for dinner with Johnny
He's
and
in
Murray.
northern Connecticut. So we were in
Not too
at the
far
foot of
then.
the White Mountains, but then the first night we were in Portland.
It's amazing to me because I'm not from the Northeast. It's amazing to me all these small states and how close together they are, and go.
It's much like Europe, where you can cross countries.
Yeah,
I
It's
mean, we were
crazy.
looking at the map, and to go from Detroit to the New Hampshire off-rodeo, you have to actually go into Canada and then come
Could.
back into the U.S. for the fastest route. So I'm like, man, if you live in Detroit, you literally have to leave the country to get to off-rodeo.
Well, there's 2 ways to go. You can do.
Yeah.
Down south's
Alright.
kind of like that. All those states are skinny.
Yes.
We're
It's-
500 miles wide. So when you think about that, to be within 500 miles of an off-rodeo, it would have to be almost in Kansas,
Yes.
west and east, to be in there, or just one state down.
Yes. But I mean, yeah, the states up there were more like how the countries are situated in Europe. They stayed tiny, they stayed small because they were
It is in the New England territory. So
Yeah.
that's where the first colonies.
Yeah,
so.
the colonies. The original colonies were up there, so they had smaller states. But as they were expanding out, they were like, there's a lot of land here. We can't have like 100 different states here. We ended up with 50. That's a lot.
So you can get from one side of Connecticut to the other in 2 hours.
Yeah, Canada was smart. They have like giant territories.
But yet they all live in the very bottom because it's cold up there.
Well, I mean, like if you think about it, Russia is huge. I'm not sure what their
He could have
areas
been.
look
He
like,
could have been
but-
in New Hampshire in a couple hours.
Yeah.
We actually were toying about wanting to go over to Vermont. So, but because of dinner plans and everything, we didn't want to hold people up. But
Yeah.
so it would have been fun.
All right. Onwards. When is Ford going to fix a Ford Sync 4A problem? I didn't know there was a problem.
Don't know. What problem is it?
Don't know.
Sounds like you need to go to your dealer and see, or a different
Yes.
dealer, if that dealer can't fix it.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know. I have Ford Sync. I have Sync 4A in the mach-e.
Mm-hmm. All right.
All right.
So Justin says, I bought my Maverick in North Carolina. I live in South Carolina. They want me to go to the tax office to pay tax to get my South Carolina state plate. I thought they do it. So if you are within your state, some states do have the dealership giving you the tag and you pay your taxes there. In the state of Kansas, we pay taxes at the tag office along with getting your tag at the tag office. If you are buying out of state, yes, we get a temp tag and then we have to go and do our paperwork and pay taxes at our tag office.
So I have till this date to go and get my tag,
Yes.
which I'm hoping I can keep my vid guy on
You
the back.
transfer.
Should be able to transfer that.
Yeah. So
this is how we do it.
yes.
You get this,
And-
or if you have a tag, you still have this, but it's kind of like with your
but
tag.
If you are out of state, you are not allowed to charge taxes to an out-of-state customer. So those states where the dealership does the tag, we can't do that. We cannot tag and tax your vehicle for you. You have to go to your own state and do that.
Unless there are companies out there that'll do it for us, like my camper.
Mm-hmm.
They use that, whatever it's called. We
Yes.
did that for a while and didn't really work out very well.
Yeah.
But they'll go ahead and do your tags and everything for you and mail it to you, which that happened for my camper. But
if you're going from North Carolina to South Carolina, your dealership may not do state to state.
So yeah, you'll need to go up to your tag office and probably pay any taxes, state taxes or whatever.
Crossing state lines to purchase can be a little bit complicated and confusing, but you just go to your tag office. They'll get you situated and they'll walk you through the process usually.
Yep.
Any reason why my Ranger Lariat 2.7 ordered on April 30th, priority code 10, still no VIN while other Lariats after me got theirs? Could it be because I'm A-plan or I took almost all options?
No, when they're scheduling orders, they don't look at what plan you are. They do not look at it that way. They look at just the facts on what's on the order, and also within your dealer's allocations. So are you saying that there were people now, for one, 2.7 was a very late, so 2.7 was available till job 2. So if other people ordered a Lariat 2.3 liter, there you go. That's why they probably got theirs before you did. You have no VIN. Again, 2.7 liter wasn't available until just within the last couple months to get scheduled for production dates. So that might be one reason. The other is your dealer may not have allocations. That's the biggest key. So if you're looking, and I've seen this happen a lot on the Maverick forums, where you go into the Maverick Truck Club and people are like, well, I ordered before you, or wait, you ordered like 3 months after me and you already have a VIN number. I'm like, is that at the same dealer? Are you guys both at the same dealer? Well, no, I'm at this dealer over here and they're at that dealer. So that you cannot look at when they ordered versus on what you ordered or what you ordered and compare your orders together and where you're from, unless it's at the exact same dealer. That is where that would be the question. That's usually what I'll ask is, did you order at the same dealer at the same time? And I like to know that because that makes a difference. Allocations, as well as what the orders at the dealership, that all plays into that math equation of when you get your VIN number. So you have to look at everything with a grain of salt. Don't get too sucked up into the forums and people, and there are going to be people too that'll get on there and lie just because, like, especially on Facebook, they just like to be negative. Yes. And so you get in there, people will just mess with you. They'll just be going like, oh, I just ordered last week and I already got a VIN number and I had a 2.7 Lariat as well. And just to kind of irritate people. I mean, but believe it or not, people like that.
If you're questioning your build and whether or not it's holding you back, you can feel free to email it to one of us, Sarah Davis at longmcarthur.com. You can email it to me and then we can take a look at it. I've done that.
I can tell you though, on the Ranger, we went through the list. There aren't any constraints on the Ranger. There's not really anything that you order that's not gonna be able to be built easily. I mean, there's less than 1,000 unscheduled retail orders. The biggest, more than likely for you, it's probably the dealer you have your order in with, the amount of orders. So again, if they have, I did a video on the Maverick yesterday, kind of like this. If they have 10 orders, but they're only getting 5 allocations, only 5 of those 10 orders will get scheduled. The other 5 will not get scheduled. And that will continue. So you have to look at allocations your dealer gets, and you look at the orders they have at the dealership. Those go hand in hand, because right now, some models, it's they will schedule so many Lariats. So I will tell you that they schedule more XLTs than the Lariat trims on the Ranger. So you're more likely to get one on XLT, but doesn't mean that you won't get your Lariat scheduled. It's just you probably need to be at the right dealership. And this is a situation where people get frustrated, and this is why they order from multiple dealerships. Yeah. Because I'm like, okay, well, I'll try this one, and I don't know how many allocations they have or whatever. Or dealers aren't willing to be transparent about that and go, okay, I'm going to tell you. Like I have guys ask me today, they says, we have some people that have Maverick on order for a while. It's that's because we haven't had any allocations. We have 17 unscheduled orders, but we have 0 allocations. So, but next month that should change. Here in 2 weeks, we should get a lot more allocations, and we probably can get almost all those scheduled. But again, let's say next month we get 20 allocations, 17 unscheduled orders. Do the math. All of them are going to get scheduled. So you're probably in that situation. So that would probably 99%. I'd almost say that that's probably the situation, is that you're at a dealership that doesn't have allocations. So.
Yep. All right. Does Ford Pass sell driving info to insurance companies?
Sell driving? Not that I know of.
No.
Now Ford might not. I don't know about insurance companies, but warranty companies sometimes they will get. So what will happen, I think, is they get VIN information from titles. So they're not getting it from Ford, but they'll get it from like the state or whatever. So they can get, hey, these are the VINs that were registered. We actually get an information of what VINs were registered, and not names of customers, but we'll get like, just VIN. Hey, here's how many pumped in from this outside of your county or whatever. But now that customer did say that the dealer told them they had allocations. Now, and there's some situations where you might see a stock one get scheduled if a retail has some things. Oh, here's something else to consider. Make sure you don't have too many bed accessories If you have a lot of DIOs,
Yes.
that can throw it off as well. So there are some things that
Mud
will
flaps.
can
Mud flaps, a big one.
yeah, mud flaps. So there are some people that will that's what they'll do is they'll order a bunch of DIOs because this is their dream vehicle. So hey, I know when it comes in, I'm going to get mud flaps, a bed cover, and a spray and liner. So let's just go ahead and put those on the build. Well, that could be the things that cause it to not get scheduled. So make sure you don't have those things that can be added at the dealership. Take those things off your order and see what that does. So that might be another thing. I forgot to mention that. It's hard to remember at all. But
any 2025 Super Duty refresh/changes info? If not, when do you expect to hear of any 25 information? The 24s are available to order in July, but it's almost July 24 and no 25 news. So they did a refresh for 24. So Super Duty's going to stay the same. They might change up options if anything.
So they did, So they did a redesign and all in 23. So that's why we kind of saw it early. But in this case, they started production in November for 24 model year. So go back 3 months. Let's say they produce for, like I said earlier, for a year. If they produce through October, and let's say they start the 25 model year, job 1 starts November 1. Go back 3 months because they got a schedule. They schedule about 2 months in advance, and then they have to have orders in there. So they'll start taking orders about a month before they start scheduling orders. So you got to go back about 3 months from when job 1 would be. So November, beginning of October, beginning of September, beginning of August. So sometime in August is probably when we'll get information on 25 model year. That's, again, just an educated guess. And that's how I can. That's how I kind of try to figure that out. And again, it's not a magic wand that I know. It's just that's my guess. Is it's going to be sometime in August.
Yep,
we'll see.
The vehicle is currently in order processing. We currently do not have. Ford Chat told them vehicle is currently in order processing. We currently do not have an ETA on the order.
Yeah, until it gets scheduled, you're not going to be. So it'll stay in order processing until it gets a VIN number. So, and it's not going to happen this week. It'll probably be next week. I guarantee you, more than likely, your dealer doesn't have an allocation. How many allocations do you have for Super Duty? Well, I can look that up. See, and I'm doing this for Henry. Henry is one of our customers.
Yes.
One of our members, one of our customers. He has been waiting a long time to get a Super Duty. He's got an F450 order.
September, October, somewhere in there. Oh,
we did that video.
While we're on Henry, he said that his Bronco that he purchased is available for off-roadeo.
Yeah, I'm not. Well, he technically his is used, but I'm not surprised because I think
they took it and made it straight into a build, so it makes sense.
So here's how fast I was able to find this information. So we, Henry, if you're curious, we do have for Super Duty 16. Looks like allocations. Actually, it says 17. It says that they're gonna schedule 16 of them this week, but we don't know if that doesn't always happen. But
no,
we have 7. We have 17 allocations, and we currently have 14 F450 orders. The only thing that we have that are currently unscheduled right now, the only unscheduled Super Duty orders we have are 450s. That's the only. We've gotten all of our orders scheduled except for those stinking 450s. Sorry, not stinking 450s, but those hard to get 450s.
Yes, the hard to get
ones. So our unscheduled orders. Actually, we have 23 unscheduled orders actually. But of those, we have a 550. We have some 550 orders and some 250s, 350s. Actually, we got a little variety. We have like 5 different body codes there. But yeah, look and see. Let's take out all of them but the 450s. I think if I remember right, we still have the same. We have 19 450s orders in there. So now we have a couple more. So we were at 14, but we've taken a couple. But I don't recommend if somebody's out there to try to order an F450 because it's probably not going to happen. Oh, you know what though?
Shoot for 25.
Stick out these stocks. We have some they're like cabin chassis ones that we had in there. So we have 12. So it looks like we had a couple 450 schedule. Mm-hmm. Anyway, but they're not. I don't think they're previewing any right now. None of ours are previewing. So well, actually, let me go back. Hey, where'd that go? Nope. Let's put all the orders back in there. Yeah, we don't have, there's nothing previewing yet this week. So
Yeah.
Anyway, we'll
All
see.
right.
They say they're scheduling, but they said that last week and we didn't have any scheduled. So we'll see.
Yeah. So
There you go.
Allegra Miller and I were talking, and I said the guys that drove the Bronco Sports wide, you could tell that they were driving a truck. Allegra said, good thing, Allegra drives a semi truck, so going to a Maverick can take some adjusting. But they said, good thing is driving a semi full of horses is perfect training for driving the hybrid, getting about 650 per tank without trying. And that's on the dashboard.
So we drove Ridgeview's Maverick.
Yes.
I actually raised his fuel economy. So he was driving, it was at 40. He was right at 42 miles per gallon.
Mm-hmm.
Then I drove it to the Off-Roadeo and back. When I got back, he goes, "Wow, you raised it up. It was at 43 something." I said, "Well, there was a lot of 40-mile-an-hour zones we were going through, so that probably made the difference."
Yes.
Anyway, yeah, Henry's been very patient.
Yes. All right, those were all the questions I had.
See, Henry, next year you can go to Bronco Supercell and you can. Oh wait, what model year? What year is this? Is this a 22 or 23?
Ooh, don't know.
If it's a 22, Henry, you got to the end of this year. See, and he's over there. He's a lot closer to Tennessee, so he'd probably go to the Tennessee one. So, book your trip.
Yeah. All right. Those were all the questions I had. Anyone
the meetup.
Else? Yes, meetup.
We're working on putting something on our website and maybe even a form for people to fill out so we can make sure we have a lunch, a box lunch.
I have a form ready to go.
Yes, you do. I kind of want to have one on the website for other people.
We can link that.
Well, yeah, we could do that. So here's the gist of that. So what day is that again? August is it 3rd, 2nd? Anyway, the first Saturday of August, we're doing a Cars and Coffee here, specifically the Maverick. So Maverick Truck Club
will be featured at Cars and Coffee.
Mavericks will be featured, but it doesn't mean other vehicles can't be there. Just like any Cars and Coffee, it's any vehicle. I'll probably have the mach-e rally there, maybe my Bronco as well. And
I'll bring my F-150 Lightning.
So we'll do that. That is on that day. But prior to that, we don't want people to come down just for a couple of hours of Cars and Coffee if you're coming to the area. So we're going to have some fun on Friday. So we're doing, I don't know, we're trying to come up with a name, but Ford Video Guy, weekend adventure or whatever you want to call it. Friday,
YouTube
we're going
community.
Yeah. Friday, we're going to go like on a scenic drive. So I got this inspiration from the Bronco Super Celebration, where they have a lot of different drives for Broncos that come do some driving around. So wife and I drove to Mushroom Rock State Park this weekend. It's like a 30-minute drive, maybe 40-minute tops to there. Spent about 30 minutes checking it out, having some fun. So we figured, hey, there's about an hour. Then we're going to go from there and drive to near Lindsborg is Coronado Heights. It's also kind of a historic area as well. So we'll drive across the Canopolis Lake, across the dam.
They say the castle is where Coronado stopped and stayed for a while. Yeah.
So we'll go across the dam for the Canopolis Lake, so you guys can see that, and then we'll continue over to it's an old 40 or 4 Highway 4, which goes by Marquette, which Marquette has a motorcycle museum in, by the way, and not too far from Lindsborg. So we'll go to Coronado Heights, and if you want to go to the motorcycle museum, you'd be able to do that in the afternoon. But the goal is to get to Coronado Heights and get all the vehicles up there. Everybody wants to, and again, any vehicle, doesn't have to be a Maverick, Bronco, whatever it might be, and go for a scenic drive through the Kansas countryside. The wheat's actually they're all cutting it right now. But anyway,
we'll have corn and possibly more wheat sprouting at that point.
Yep. Go to Coronado Heights, get the vehicles around. It's big enough so we can put all the vehicles, get some Niles that's coming along. We'll get some drone shots. We'll get pictures of your vehicle. So he'll try to get some drone stuff, and we'll try to make sure everybody can get images and stuff of their vehicle, whatever it might be. And then at that point, try to have lunch up there. And if not, if we don't have a big enough area, there's a park in Lindsborg that we can just go right down to the park, which isn't it'll be right pretty close to there. and we can have lunch. And then at that point, anybody wants to go in and do some shopping in Little Sweden, Lindsberg, a not fun, historic little town with the dollar horses everywhere.
Oh yeah.
It's a beautiful little town.
It's a tradition. The
Yeah.
first house you buy in Lindsberg, you get a dollar horse from the company.
Yeah. They have a nice coffee house there, and yeah, it's
The
a fun.
coffee house is phenomenal.
Yes, it's a fun little town that we thought people could go and after lunch hang out in the town, and then if they want to go to the museum over at the Marquette, they can go to do that. Or if they want to head back to Salina, they can do that. And from there to Salina, it's about a 20-minute drive, 15 to 20 minutes. But anyway, that's kind of the plan for Friday and such. And then of course, members, check out Friday. We'll talk more about what's also offered to members. If you're a member of the channel, we'll do some other stuff Friday night and probably even maybe Thursday night. Because if you're going to come in Thursday to do the ride with us, then and
possibly
we'll
Saturday.
We'll get information on timing, but I'm right around 9 is what I'm thinking, because that gives us about 3 hours to get to Coronado Heights and such for lunch. So maybe probably meet here at 9, try to talk to everybody about what's going on and where we're going, and then head out around 9:30, but something like that. So
yeah.
Anyway, so that's kind of the plan there. And then anybody coming Saturday, we thought we still could go to that waterfall.
Yes.
So after Cars and Coffee, people can go get lunch, meet back here at 1 on Saturday if they want to. If they're leaving town, if they're heading east, we got a little historic little drive through to get to Waterfall to check out. And then you could just at that point jump on I-70, and you can go either way. But I-70, you could head out for those that are staying Saturday night as well. Then you can come back to Salina from there. So it's a nice little, it's about a 45-minute drive out there to the waterfall and back. So it's not too bad a drive. So we're thinking for those, it's more of an impromptu one, but for anybody else that wants to do that, we'll do that with you as well. So, and it's just time for us to hang out with the community. Anybody wants to come, see us, talk to us, just hang out with us. We just want to hang out with the community. We just love chatting about, vehicles and just about what's going on. And, really we just love hanging out with the community. So don't feel like you're imposing on us whatsoever. We want to spend time with the community. So this is all about meeting up with you guys and doing this once a year, getting together with the community and just hanging out and having fun. And all kind of starts and is based around vehicles, but also people. So all right. So that's kind of the thought on that. So we'll try to get that all written up on the website. I actually typed something up. I gave it to somebody that it does a little bit better with how things are presented and everything. They're going to go through, and I don't think I have any typos, but fix my grammar probably. And then we'll get it on the website and get it posted out there. And we'll send out email blast to all of our members. If you want to do that, there's a form on the channel, right? Or on the YouTube channel.
Yes.
Right. So we'll have that form for you there in the community tab. Check that out if you want to go. So get on the list. You don't need to get on the list. You can just show up, because we're going to do it all here at the dealership. So if you're not sure, you don't have to say you're going to be on the list. Just show up. We'll figure it out. We probably, for people that want to go on the drive, though, we're going to provide some box lunches, pay for box lunches for you. So we kind of are going to need to know that if you plan to do that with us. But otherwise, it's all just kind of come and go when you want and hang out. Those that are members, we'll talk to you guys on the member lives about anybody that's coming for that, because we will need a head count for that.
Yeah.
So.
Lots of fun, though.
Yep. It'll be a lot of fun. All right. So we got anything else?
I think that was everything.
All right.
I haven't seen any more questions. Oh, we don't know what's replacing Edge. We don't know if they're replacing Edge right now.
I don't know if they're going to continue to build something in that factory, or if the factory is in Canada, if they're going to do away with that factory. We don't know.
Yeah.
So,
not dumb question, but are all allocations on specific models, or is all models the dealer can have? So, allocations are model to model based. So like we would have 16 Super Duty allocations and, like 2 Escape allocations and 5 Bronco allocations. So your allocations are model to model based.
Yeah. So here's a kind of a rundown for us. So we're We're in a farming area, so we do well with trucks. So here's kind of our breakdown this month, and also it's month to month, and we can say whether or not we want all those allocations. So Mustang, we received 2 allocations for Mustang, which is actually we sell pretty well. Bronco, we received 8 Bronco allocations, which is pretty typical for us. And then 7 of those were non-Raptors, and we got 1 Bronco Raptor allocation. Bronco Sport, we got 2. We normally get about 6 of those, but we turned a bunch down because we have some Bronco Sport in inventory. Escape, we received 3 Escapes this month. 2 were plug-ins, though, and 1 regular. 24 Explorer, we received 4. We normally get about 8 of those. So you can see how each model is a different number. F-150, 33 F-150s. Maverick, we only received 3, but next month we think we'll probably get around 30 to 40. Mach-E, 3. Ranger, 4, which is pretty typical. We didn't get a Ranger Raptor this month. We normally get about 1 of those. Super Duty, 17. So every model is different, and it's all based on your sales volume. So the more they sell of one model, the more allocations they're going to receive each month. And it's kind of a turn and earn. So if we have too much inventory here on the lot, they might say like Super Duty, 17 allocations. Normally we receive more than that, but here's why we didn't receive as many is because we have a lot on our lot right now for sale. So that takes away. So you might earn the allocation, but if they see you have a bunch in inventory, then they don't give you quite as many because you don't need that many more. So that's kind of how that works. So, Maverick, we typically see right now 12-month revolving on average, we sell about 50 to 60 Mavericks a month. We'll probably get about 30, 40 Mavericks once that opens up next month. So, so each model gets is based your sales volume based per model. So you won't get like, oh, they get 100 allocations total, and then they can pick and choose. No, it's model by model. So,
yep.
Dealers that are really good with F-150s are going to get a lot of F-150 allocations. Dealers that are really good with Escape, they'll get a lot of Escapes. And that's just because there are some dealers that maybe they deal with a lot of businesses in their area, like, metro dealers. So they might need a lot of transits. They need a lot of F-150s or Super Duties. So then they'll sell more. So they get more allocations. And then those companies will start always ordering with them because they'll be able to fulfill their order for them. So anyway, hopefully that makes sense.
Yep. All right.
That it?
Yep.
Okay. All right. Well, thanks everybody for joining us. Hopefully it was at least entertaining. If not, you learned something educational and helpful. And that's the goal of this live stream. So hopefully you guys were educated by that. If you're looking for more videos on the 2025 Ford Escape, we'll be dropping those this week. As well as we may be dropping an off-roadeo video too. We're working through that. A lot of GoPro footage for us to look at and go through. We'll try to drop a video on that as well this week. So lots of video content coming. So hope you guys enjoy it. Otherwise, I think that's it. Okay.
Yep.
All right. Well, thanks everybody for joining us. Hope you guys have a great week and it's not too hot where you're at. Till the next video, stay positive, be kind to one another,
and be kind to yourself.
and we'll see you later.